Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother. Well, hello all, and welcome to this. And this is another show. I'm just trying to do my best Josh impression. What's up, everybody? We got Josh coming a little bit late. He'll be showing up here in a little bit. We can go ahead and get through with our topics once he does show up. But I thought we would just kind of shoot the shit for a bit. Go over whatever y'all want to talk about. I have a question just so we can waste some time on here.
Okay.
We had some chat. Please join our Discord. We need to promote that a lot more. Please join our Discord. Get off of Twitter/X and just come on to Discord and just hang out. Anything
There's still a selection process
that needs to be seen on there, you will get. Somebody will put it in the chat, so you won't miss it.
Even if it's not ours, join a Discord. Just just please get off.
There are others out there. Yeah, get off of there.
I literally just use Twitter once in a while and to like post my like match of the year list. That's about it.
I brought up, we have a section for movies, and the other day, Adam put in there. He gave Ballerina 5 stars when he went to go see it in the theaters, and Chase and also Marquine kind of pushed back on that a little bit. I saw it myself this past week, and I don't think it was 5 stars. I thought it was a pretty good movie. So my question to y'all would be, as far as this year, we're in the middle of the year, what's the best movie you guys have seen this year?
Sinners.
Ooh,
that's
Sinners
easily
very good.
Very good. That's my favorite movie of the year. There hasn't been a ton of great movies this year, honestly. Like the Marvel stuff been kind of mid. Even Thunderbolts was just okay. And I can't think of the last time I got dragged to a theater this year.
You don't do the strategy that I do.
What's that?
Like whenever I go to a movie, and I did this like even before COVID, I try to pick the earliest time possible so that there's nobody there. I do not like seeing a movie in a crowd.
Really?
Theater? No. The less people in there, the better. Honestly.
There are certain movies that I feel like are better with a crowd, but I'm with you though. Where like, I wish we used to have an animal draft house up here in Michigan. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to one where they're super strict on no one talks. You're not allowed. You get your phone out, you're kicked out. And I wish more theaters enforce that kind of shit.
I just think people are overrated.
Oh yeah, people are terrible.
Overrated.
But it depends. Like I said, it depends on the movie that you're going to see. Because for me, if I'm going to see a horror movie, I prefer opening weekend when everyone you're going to have the most people in the theater, just because I love the reactions of people when they watch a horror movie.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
My first thought
I wasn't prepared for this question.
my first thought though with a crowd reaction would be Avengers Endgame.
Of course.
My God, man, that's an all-timer. You couldn't imagine that movie without a full packed theater.
Yeah.
I could, and I enjoyed it a lot more when I did.
But other movies, majority of movies, I agree with Sean.
Absolutely.
Maybe there's a couple people in there, sure, but I don't want to pack. I just want to chill and just be able to, watch something. So
I will say, Alex, you're right, because wasn't Endgame for me. It was Infinity War.
Okay, that's another one.
When the snap happened and all these people around me just couldn't believe it. I was just sitting there when it happened. I was like, "Are they gonna turn into stone?" And then they turned it, which I thought was better thematically. I was like,
"No."
Yeah, I asked from the crowd when they heard Peter Parker was like, "I don't feel so good."
Man,
you can't replicate that, man.
No,
you have to be in the crowd for that.
Now I will say, that was funny because right when that happened, the guy in front of me was like, "Fuck yes!" and then people started disintegrating.
The best was me and my wife left the theater, and there's an employee working there wearing a Spider-Man shirt and had a box of tissues. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Damn.
Just
I had to look it up because I honestly did not remember what I've seen this year. I've been pretty shocked. I didn't see Sinners in theaters, but I'll probably see, because that's on Max. I'm pretty sure, so I can just watch that there.
It's coming that way. They just got it on digital. I'm waiting for the DVD to go on sale. I'm gonna be buying that shit for sure.
But the only movies I've seen this year in theaters are the 2 Marvel movies. So that's Brave New World and Thunderbolts. And then I saw Queen of the Ring.
I forgot.
Oh, you got to the theater. The 3 days that was in theaters, and then I'm like, you didn't give me a chance to see it.
I'm bummed I missed that one. I also forgot I saw Mission Impossible. That was a pretty good one.
Mission Impossible was great. I'm
looking at my list.
You know what? Sinners is probably the best movie I saw this year. War was my favorite movie I saw this year. Y'all need to watch that.
Dude, that's another movie where like I wish I had known about it earlier, because like by the time I knew about it, like they only had like a few showings where it's like at like either 11 a.m. or fucking 9:30 at night. And it's like, god damn, I wanted to see that in theaters so bad.
One movie that that did come out that I haven't seen that I probably want to see is The Accountant 2, just because The Accountant was for many years a staple of pre-AEW Dynamite. maybe I'll just wait for it to show up on TV, and maybe it'll
be to keep the real experience of having to watch it with commercials and everything. It just popped up on Prime, so I was gonna say I was gonna watch it.
I never saw it, never really was interested in seeing it.
It's fine.
Yeah, but for me though, it's like the next couple like month or two is gonna be crazy, because at least for me, there's at least 4 movies that I want to see, and they're like all like back to back to back.
I'm sure one of them is F1.
So you got F1. You got Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Superman.
Soups. You have Soups.
Yeah.
And then Fantastic Four.
I also got to throw out, like, I'm probably going to go see How to Train Your Dragon with my wife, because she loves those.
Probably
movies.
Good.
Dude, I'm excited just because, like, for like the flying scenes, like in theaters, that'll probably be dope. So.
So is it just the plot of the first movie? Is it just the plot of the first movie?
Yeah, basically, it's the same fucking movie. It's a Disney remake that's just DreamWorks now. So I heard it's good, but again, it's like if they just copy and paste the first movie, yeah, the first movie's great. So we'll see if it changes anything. But I'm probably still going to prefer the animated one.
And I probably won't see this one in theaters because it comes out, I think, the same weekend as Fantastic Four. But whenever it drops on Netflix, I'll probably check out Happy Gilmore. The wrestling connection with them Jeffs in there.
That's going to be like a Sunday afternoon movie for me.
Yeah.
Just me and my wife. Because that's like we were talking about this the other day. Where like I would say Happy Gilmore is my favorite dumb Adam Sandler comedy. Like everyone's got that one they really like.
True.
Happy Gilmore was mine.
True. I mean, most of them suck, but of all the sucky ones, Happy Gilmore,
because like what was the one we were just watching? It was she really likes what is it? God,
you got Click. You got 50 First Dates. You got
it's like it was
Billy Madison.
Maybe it was Billy. No, Billy Madison. She was one. She's like I think it was Mr. Deeds. I think she was the one that she later likes.
Oh, that's another one. That's another one.
Like it's like that. Waterboy. I liked Waterboy quite a bit because I played football as a kid, so that was fun.
They're all the same plot.
That's all the same,
goofiness, and it gets sad at like the 60-minute mark, and then
he gets some hot chick named the V name. He literally had like the same like love interest for like 5 movies in a row.
Right.
So. Big Daddy. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Someone in the chat mentioned that.
But real quick, I think Superman is actually really good because a friend. I don't know if y'all know this, but I got a friend of mine who runs his own theater, and he always does like the critic screenings, and that's how I'm able to see like a lot of these superhero movies early. I don't do it with all of them, just those because I'm a comic book nerd. But Superman, right? They're doing the critic screening like a week before it's released, like literally the day of the world premiere. They're doing that critic screening like at 10 p.m. that night, and like I'm gonna be there, and it's like
nice.
They're just opening it up to like so like usually when that happens, that means that the studio is confident about what they're about to give you. So I think Superman is good. Because a good example of the opposite was Captain America. Like I wanted to see that early, but he didn't get that until like 3 hours before like it was released to everyone.
Like that movie probably wasn't done being edited until 3 hours before it premiered.
You know what though? As mediocre as it is, it's a miracle it even is like coherent as it is. You know what I mean? Because
which movie is this?
Captain America.
Brave New World.
Oh, okay. I didn't hate it as much.
No, it was fine. It was a middle of the road.
But also, movie. I'm pretty disconnected. I've told you, I'm pretty disconnected from Marvel, so it was just like
Thunderbolts got me back into it quite a bit, and like
all I got to say about Captain America. Could you imagine if they didn't use the Red Hulk for marketing? Could you imagine?
I say the same thing, and it's the same thing that I'm pissed off if you go back and watch Thor Ragnarok. It's like the build up to the reveal of who the champion is so good, and it's like, why the fuck did you spoil this in the goddamn trailer?
Because that would have been cool for me. Like, hey, we're going to the planet Sakaar.
I
would have been like, the
people that knew would know, but the rest of us would be surprised, and it would be a big reveal, and it'd be fucking cool. Marvel does not trust their own product half the time. It's a miracle with Endgame that they didn't spoil like everyone comes back in the trailer, or like Spider-Man No Way Home, that they didn't reveal that there was going to be other Spider-Man in there. It's like it's a miracle when they actually get it right, but they fuck it up the twists and reveal that shit so often. It pisses me off. It's not even
just Marvel, though. That's like a movie thing, man. People can't help it.
Right, but Marvel. But Marvel's the one.
That's why I don't watch trailers. That's why I don't watch trailers.
I need to start taking that process too. But like,
at least Marvel, you don't watch trailers for movies you know you're gonna
watch the teaser, man.
Watch the teaser, and then that's it. Like,
Like, I mean, we'll come back to circle back, but like the thing that frustrates me with Marvel more than anything else is because it's such a brand. They're gonna make their money back every time, especially when they're at their peak. They didn't need to be doing these shitty trailers where like they spoiled and try to get them in the seats. They're already gonna be in the fucking seats. But like you were saying about trailers, like being a teaser, I only watched like the Sinners teaser trailer, and I was like, I'm hooked already. And I was kind of mad that they revealed that there's vampires in the movie, because if they just kept it as like a supernatural thing and not spoiled the reveal, it'd have been a better movie.
Sometimes I'll turn trailers off in the middle of it. Like, I won't finish it. If I like this, like, I don't need to see anything else. Like, I'll wait till it comes out.
Exactly.
Speaking of trailers, I'd be remiss if we didn't break, because somebody brought up because we're waiting on Josh, y'all.
The Call of Duty Black Ops 7 trailer.
Yeah, Summer Games Fest was this weekend. Anybody excited?
Did you see that trailer? I'm sorry. Did you see the Call of Duty Black Ops 7?
Yeah, of course.
if you saw it in real time like I did, like, it was the most confusing thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm sitting here locked in, like, what is this? I don't really know what I'm looking at. I'm intrigued, but I'm weirded out, but I just don't know what's going on.
And as soon as that Call of Duty logo,
I didn't even see the whole thing. You just like, bro, are you kidding me? All this for a game that has been coming out every year since forever. Since a lot of y'all were probably in high school, like, and that was the final thing that they showed.
The biggest shock for me was just the fact that, like, wait, there's been 7 Black Ops? Like, what the fuck?
And not counting all the other games that they've had, the non-Black Ops.
Like, man, I like the last one I played was Black Ops 2, and I'm like, fuck, I missed 5 of these things.
The OG one. But Marquine, what game I'm talking about? I ain't even cut you off.
I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm. Come on. Why would you ask me that question? Why? Is there anything else? You know me, Brandon. What am I most excited for, Brandon?
Well, it's not Invincible, because we talked about that.
What else happened, Brandon?
What else did I see on there? Did I miss something?
Did you watch the State of Play? The PlayStation State of Play?
I didn't. I missed that one. What
so you don't know? You don't know that Arc System is making a Marvel fighting game?
The
like, come on, brother.
The non versus Capcom game. What's it called?
Man. It's called what is it? Marvel Tokon something. Blah,
so
blah.
Is it just
Fighting Souls? Is what I'm saying.
There you go.
What's the concept of it?
It's a 4-on-4 Marvel versus game.
It's like Marvel vs. Capcom, essentially.
Yeah, but just Marvel fighters and made by Arc System. It's by the same people that made Blaze Blue Tag Battle. Same guy, same team, whole team.
Cool. I've never been a fighting games guy, so I'm probably not going to play it. But cool, people like it.
Yeah, that's. I saw that, man, and I damn near had a heart attack. I almost didn't make it to this show. Thought that was it. I almost fainted, man. As soon as I saw that Arc System, and then they showed Captain America's shield, what the fuck's happening, man?
Who's making that game?
What?
Who's making that game? Do you know who the developer is?
Well, it's Sony and Arc System.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Sony has their hands in everything Marvel related for gaming, pretty much.
Yeah, man. If you like Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh, okay. So it's like that system. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Kenny trailer?
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Is that what it was for? Okay, I saw like
Street Fighter.
I saw the pictures online. I had no idea what Kenny May was. I'm like
initially freaked out. I was
being weird.
We're gonna have a new AEW game, but no.
According to him, when each character comes out, it's gonna be a trailer of him dressed as the character. Like,
that's cool.
Showing off the movie. Yeah, that's the plan. So.
Oh, and then there was the other big one was Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, they got me with that one. I didn't know what the hell that was.
So okay, so like my
Got me with
confusion
that
though
one.
is like the trailer kind of made it look like you're playing as the daughter, Rosemary, whatever her name was,
From
and then
the
like
game.
yeah, and then like I guess like someone said I saw something that said like Leon Kennedy's the main character. So
Really? Okay.
yeah, that's what I saw.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, if you can turn your
okay.
volume down just a smidge, it would actually help out a little bit.
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second.
All right, now we can talk about wrestling. Josh missed the interesting stuff.
What did I miss? What the fuck?
Movies and gaming.
Movies and gaming. You missed me gush about the Arc System Marvel game for a little bit.
What the flip? Oh, that thing
You're
looks
good.
amazing. That looks amazing.
Josh, oh my god, Josh.
Adam's talking about when's GTA coming out. Man, they gave a date.
May
Yeah,
May
no.
May 28th, right? Next
I
year.
put on I don't know if it was in Twitter or on the
wait.
chat. I'm very excited to see it was a couple weeks ago the rating for Dynamite to see what the year-over-year rating is going to be for next year because it'll be day 2 of the release of Grand Theft Auto
Oh,
6.
yeah, good point.
Ain't nobody watching Dynamite, bro. Like that thing is going to plummet on there. So I'm very excited to see what that rating is going to be.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's gonna be a rough day.
yeah. But you might see a bunch of people just like put on the background. Who the fuck knows? You know, because a lot of people. Do
That's
that.
how a lot of people watch wrestling these days.
Yeah.
A lot of people second screen wrestling. They'll be playing a game and be watching. And that's how I think a lot of these WWE fans get through shows. They're not watching the show. They're doing something else and have it on the background.
I've been at the fucking ER and they've had it on like televisions there.
Or Dynamite? That's got
No. WWE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is that
like
better?
Is
Yeah,
that
you're
about
good.
it?
Yeah, you're sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people are second screening these WWE shows. Like, if
that's
you
what
made these fans sit there and watch and do nothing else, don't talk about it on social media, a lot of people they will tune out because shit sucks. A lot of people are watching second screen.
Nah, they know that too. I mean, that's the next.
Well, I think a lot
what,
of
like Netflix. That's what they expect.
That's what Netflix is for. I put Netflix movies on for my dog when I go away for a while.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So where do we want to? Where we want to start?
Wherever you want to start, Josh. We got a litany of topics. What you feeling like?
We want to start. I know people wanted us to talk about Punk, but I think the Punk thing is
That's the main event. That's the main event.
You know what?
People
That's
are
gonna be. Here's the
losing.
thing. Here's the thing. Okay, let's ask this. Do you think there will be things said tomorrow about it?
No.
Like hints about it.
No.
Like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge about it.
No. I think they're done with that kind of stuff. I think they've moved past it.
If it's up to Tony, probably not.
Just let him shoot himself in the foot. Like,
Yeah,
you don't need to-
I think Tony's approach to WWE right now has been let them do their own thing, let them take their shots at us, let's stick to what we're doing and not fuck with them. Which has been working much better.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck those.
I'm just saying that's
Also, let's not bring back the fucking CM Punk chants. We don't need that shit back.
Now, I think the people that are left watching Dynamite don't like that dude. You gotta worry about that. I don't think you gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with CM Punk. I really don't. But it's just
I just think he's hilarious. I think
it's funny to have seen
him go back on everything he said.
How much of a hypocrite he is because of how outspoken he is.
Right.
Mr. I never tell a lie, blah blah blah. It's like bullshit. You tell what people want to hear.
Hypocrisy. That'll be a theme. That'll be a
Exactly.
theme of this show.
He's a worker. He works his crowd.
That
says the things that they want to say.
But his crowd
will live forever, bro.
But his crowd is like dying out. Like
because he's an asshole.
Because like the stuff that he tries to do in WWE that just doesn't get over is weird.
Because those fans, they don't care about that.
Yeah,
because he's trying to be the punk rock and the anti-established guy, and it's like you do it long enough, eventually you're gonna bite yourself in the ass and contradict yourself, which he's done numerous times. So fuck it. Like again, I still think the guy's talented. I still think he's a great talker. He's a great worker. But like,
you still think he's talented? Still?
Calm the fuck down. Okay, I'm not going on buying the guy's fucking t-shirts, but at the same time, I'm excited for the John Cena match. And I'm excited. He's got good promo skills. But I'm just saying, I'm not going out of my way to say I'm a CM Punk fan because at this point,
I will say in the context of WWE, he's still very, very good.
Exactly.
The problem, and I have said this over and over. I think one of the things that made him freak out so much in AEW was his body just could not do what he felt needed to be done to be in AEW. I don't think he felt like he could hang with those guys without his body just like not being there. I think that part of it.
That's probably good.
Good. That was good.
That's probably a good one. But at the same time, I do think another thing is like, much like Cody, it's like he wanted the company to become what he thought it should be. And when everyone didn't immediately fall in line with his line of thinking, he got butthurt because, you guys should all think what I think. I'm the know what I'm doing, and like, it doesn't work that way. Tony's the boss. If Tony wants it to be all this shit together, that's it. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. So I think it was more of him trying to get AEW to be what he wanted. And when it didn't happen, he got
I found it interesting that because I saw the Matt Riddle thing and didn't watch it, and I was figuring, oh, well, he's talking about the people that, he is friends with in AEW. And that's not who he was talking about. He was talking about the people that he still is like close to in WWE, saying that he's hard to work with and all of this stuff. And I found that kind of interesting since we don't hear that, but it's WWE. They're going to be.
Also, it's Matt Riddle.
I want to address what Alex said, though. Like, you still think he's good? Like, you still.
Within the context of WWE, he's good.
Okay, all right. Let's
what do you ask good? What do you mean, like in the ring? What are you asking?
I'm talking about in general. He's a okay promo now, just surrounded by people that can't really talk. There's like Cena that's okay now at promos. There's Cody who, there's a bunch of okay promo motherfuckers having okay promos against each other. Fine, whatever. And in the ring, I think he's kind of terrible. The man hasn't had a good match that doesn't involve weapons in God knows how long. Just win. He's bad now, bro.
I understand.
He's bad. What do you say? We can say it now. Like, he's bad.
Josh said it best. In the context of where he's at in WWE, he's pretty good. And again, there's things I can't say he's a bad wrestler because he's not had bad matches. He's had good matches. He's had okay matches. He's had some that teetered on being really, really great. But I mean, hang on. You talk about the weapon thing, yes, but it's still part of the wrestling. I mean, come on, John Moxley does weapons all the fucking time. Okay.
I would say
John Moxley is still. Oh yeah, we're gonna go there too. Well, and I was a good match, and God knows how long, man.
Fair.
Anyways, we don't need to talk about.
Yeah, no.
Hold on, Sean had a point.
I was just gonna say that the SummerSlam match last year was really terrible, but that really wasn't.
That wasn't his fault. That was
the friendship
match.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get that really incredible Hell in a Cell.
Weapons and blood.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with you on that part. I'm just saying it was a really fucking good match. It was
are we really going to torch people for having smoke and mirrors matches? Really?
No. I'm gonna torch him. I'm gonna torch him for it. Not people. Him.
How about
best
this?
in the world.
How about this?
Sir.
How about this?
Come on.
I will concede he's not as good as he used to be, and he's not as good as he thinks he is.
There Fair? We go. That's it right there. The second point you made. That's it.
Okay, there you go.
You caused all that trouble in AEW, like Josh said, because you can't fucking go with them dudes. That's why
we cannot.
Upset.
No, we cannot.
Upset. They're like, oh, the fans don't want to see me wrestle the most. No, they don't, because all these guys are better than you. You're not Kenny Omega. You're not Bryan Danielson. You're not even fucking give me somebody else. You're not fucking Eddie Kingston.
Samoa Joe.
That's right. You're not Eddie. You're not all these guys that people wanted to see more than this.
No, I think Samoa Joe's the best. Samoa Joe's the better.
Yeah, because
they're way more.
There you go. And Joe is like 30% of himself. Still better than this dude, man. God,
he's not as good. Yeah, not as good as Ospreay. There's another one. I forgot about that.
Ospreay wasn't there at the time.
Yeah.
Well, good point. Oh, could you imagine like Ospreay and Punk? Like, Ospreay would blow him up in 5 minutes. It'd be hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh, I don't think Ospreay. You know what I mean? I don't think Ospreay. I think if Ospreay got really pissed at him, I don't think he would drop like. I think he would say something like, I've dealt with a guy like you before who says a lot of shit that doesn't believe it. I think he would say that line. I think he would say that if he really got, you know.
Oh, man.
Anyways, okay. Why don't we talk about World?
We're going in chronological order since we're talking about WWE. Should we?
There you go, Tate.
Anything
Read it. Read his comment. We don't need to make excuses for watch wrestlers, man. Too much against the right opponent in the right gimmick in 90-degree weather. We don't have to do all that anymore, man. No more of that. No more of that, bro.
Okay. What? Mariah May. You want to talk about Mariah May?
Yeah, I guess chronological order. Yeah, she came first. So yeah, she talk about her.
So my thing with her is not just with her, but I caused the shitstorm, I guess, because
you did. Stay on Twitter. I'm like, I was so disappointed. I'm like, this man won't stop responding. Like, just I was say his point and just let people be mad.
Gosh,
let them be mad.
You Dave Meltzered yourself, man.
That's fine.
You engage with these fucking heathens.
By the way, before we go on, apparently we do allegedly have her name now.
What is it?
Apparently, it's Blake Monroe.
What is that? What is that?
Brazzers.com.
It's like you're a random name generator. What is
Whatever.
that? That sounds.
I saw like 40 other better names that people came up with. A lot of them were like joke names too, and better than that.
Mariah
I'm not sure if she.
March.
I'm not sure if she showed up on TV tonight yet, but if you go to her Twitter, she's already changed her handle. So
Blake Monroe. Okay. Well, Blake Monroe. Okay. Here's my thing.
You're right. It is Blake Monroe.
I'm not calling her that. I'm sticking with Mariah May.
Shit.
She was part of arguably the best and the biggest women's feud of the last year. I think that
I would argue for North America, probably the best women's feud in like 10 years.
Like a big, huge deal was on national TV. You signed. I understand. Hey, that's where you always wanted to be. That's what you always wanted to do. That's fine. But the second they tell you, oh, we're going to put you in NXT to start, you say, no, you're not. You say, no, you're not. And anyone that says, oh, you don't know, you don't understand the negotiations. Really? What did R-Truth just do? He's not even R-Truth anymore. He's not even R-Truth anymore. You know, the comedy guy gimmick, he's been in the league for the league. He's been in wrestling for what, 40 years at least? Well, not 40, but 30.
I was in elementary school.
Right?
He debuted at Road
This dude came back, said, okay, you're going to give me a short-term deal. You're not calling me R-Truth. You're calling me Ron Killens. So that when you're done with me, I'm using my name, I'm leaving, and I'm going to make a hell of a lot more money doing, nothing on the indies. And he can do nothing. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, just basically go out, do some stuff, get paid a lot of money. That's smart. Whatever her name is now. Was dumb. You don't do that. You say, no, I'm better than half the roster you just pulled up. I'm over. There's only one person that you just called up of the women that I will not be more over than. And that's Stephanie. And for props to her, she got over more than anybody. Than Julia. She's definitely more over than what's the other one? The Roxanne Perez. She's definitely more over than her, too, I would say. If you walked in, we're on SmackDown, we're on Raw, that's a bigger deal. You don't settle for going to NXT and being forgotten about the same way Julia just got forgotten about. And now the fans are like, on her.
Do y'all not remember the night when they signed Julia?
That was insane.
Yeah.
Man, oh my God. Part of it is her fault because she should have been like, Lil, I'm not fucking wrestling like I don't know how to hit people because of these fragile ass fucking little girls that y'all put me in the ring. I'm not doing it. That's what she should have said, but she didn't do that because whatever, man. Like Josh said, man, capitalize off your buzz, man. Know your worth, man.
I agree with Josh to an extent, but that being said, I do think her being like in like classes to kind of like learn the WWE style would be fine, but don't put her on fucking television. Save it for main roster. I would agree to that though. But
Oh, you
I
mean
think
Julia?
When she debuts,
no. I'm
you
talking
need
about
to see
Mariah
her
May.
on-
I'm talking about Mariah May.
She
Yeah,
already
yeah.
wrestles that style. She already.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, take a minute, take like a month
like if
to
they
like learn.
I'm with Alex, if they want her to change how she works, like do that with her not being on TV.
But I have a
Thank
question about
her,
that.
you know
I have
what
a
I mean?
question about that too. It's really weird. The guys don't have to go to NXT.
Oh, you're right.
The women, but the women have to go to NXT. That really makes me wonder: do they not trust their own homegrown talent enough to like
What's
if they
funny-
bring somebody in that they just don't know how to work with them?
They trust the wrong women, the wrong woman to go to the main roster versus NXT. They went with Jade Cargill straight to the main roster,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
She didn't do NXT, right?
Anyone needed
Brandon,
She
NXT.
went straight to the main
Brandon,
roster
she needed
where she
NXT.
was not prepared
Brandon,
at all.
Brandon, no, damn it. Now it's the time. Look at the chat. Gavin 48, you and my bitch right now. If that roster is stacked, name me anyone that matters besides fucking Rhea Ripley. If that roster is so fucking stacked,
It's not.
Jade Cargill,
It's not.
who loses
I-
all the time.
It's at best five
Stop
people
it.
deep.
Stop.
It's
Don't
a best.
fucking lie. No,
It's best
stop.
five
He's
people
lying.
deep on
Okay.
for both shows.
Let's
For
see,
both
Rhea,
shows. That's
Rhea,
not deep.
Bianca, Charlotte still matters, even though she's
The dirty secret right now is
Charlotte
that the
doesn't
women's
matter.
division
Charlotte-
isn't very good right now.
Charlotte-
No, it's not.
Right. This.
Go ahead,
This.
Shai. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it's like the women's division right now, it's basically where TNA's was a couple years ago, where people were talking about, oh, TNA's the best women's division in wrestling, where all they just had a bunch of names, and it wasn't
they
really
featured
looked
them.
that
And
well.
they featured
Yeah,
them.
Exactly.
Here's the
It's the same thing here.
I think WWE has women that are there and that are over, but a lot of them can't go anymore. I mean, like one I named Charlotte. Charlotte.
year-
When was the last time
every year-
Charlotte had a good match?
Every year the Royal Rumble tells on them. All
Yeah.
these women-
That's a bigger.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Every year,
That's a
every
bigger
year that
indictment.
match tells on them. So y'all gonna tell me
Right.
this roster is stacked? All
I mean-
the women are there during that.
I said this on Twitter.
And y'all see them on TV all the time? Fuck out of here, man.
I said this on
Fuck outta
Twitter.
here.
You had Jordan Grace with no rumors, no nothing, show up in the Royal Rumble. Got one of the biggest pops of the night. People knew who she was. This myth that people don't know who people are is a fucking ridiculous.
Especially
People
pay-per-view
knew-
audiences.
People knew who she was. And I understand that she was still in TNA and you're doing the TNA NXT thing. I will give her a pass. But as soon as that was over, main
She's on
roster.
main roster. Yeah.
Main
No,
roster. She's better than we just had that stupid Saturday night's main event match that I watched because people said how horrible it was.
It was
and
bad.
I was like, what the fuck?
Which match are we
Really?
talking about?
It was
Selena Vega
Chelsea
versus
Green
Chelsea
versus
Green.
Selena Vega.
Yeah.
I got a question because y'all
Go- go-
Oh, the 619 match.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I got a question. Who is the biggest star when they debut? Mariah May or Pentagon? Pentagon went straight to
Right.
the main roster.
And
Right. Straight to the main roster.
that's a good point because like
And that's a guy who's never ever wrestled
no.
the WWE style.
And also
And,
like
and
have
they
to
also
learn
spent
shit.
time with hyping him up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Also,
Versus Mariah
but,
May that just
especially because
randomly showed up. You
we've-
had to find out on Twitter that she was there.
we've seen luchadors come into WWE and bomb. I mean, Sin Cara, Mystico is one of the greatest luchadors in the world. He showed up in the main roster with no NXT time and immediately died a death. Now, good on Pentagon for not fucking up and actually doing pretty well, but it's
Ray
crazy that
Phoenix
they took
too.
that risk.
But Ray Phoenix too.
Yeah,
I mean,
again, it's insane that they took that risk.
That's why I wonder: is it a lot of like Jade Cargill sucks? Jade Cargill sucks, but I do wonder if she was taught
Negotiations.
to wrestle. No, she was taught to wrestle a certain way, where
Yeah.
she could go in the ring, she could get carried, but the way that she got carried was the other person basically walking her through the match. These women can't do that. They can only do the choreographed, hey, this is what we're supposed to do at X point. And if that goes off the rail, or if the fans aren't doing it and they need to change something a little bit, none of them know how to do it. And I
You
think
saw that in one of their matches. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a Bianca and Jade tag team match, and they got lost. And you could see the look on Jade's face where she didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
right. And like I think if she had like the women she was with before, even the ones that weren't good,
Yeah.
right? I think they knew enough of, hey, we messed up. Let's do something else. And
Because
that's not the way the women wrestle in WWE
No,
and
because
they're
all
taught to wrestle in WWE. So you have to bring in these women who have been all over the world, have wrestled everywhere else, but for whatever reason, they can't wrestle with the WWE women. That's insanity to me, and something more people need to be talking about.
The bottom line is, I'm not leaving Mariah May alone because, like Josh said, she was stupid. You were just in, like Alex said, you were just in probably the biggest women's feud in like a decade. You were just in the biggest women's match in like God knows how long. You know what I mean? That had more buzz, all that sort of stuff. Toni Storm might be one of the 3 or 4 biggest stars in AEW because of Mariah May right now. Like,
that definitely helped.
What are we doing, bro?
I think one thing that someone's like, we were talking about like guys like negotiating better. You know, you got to think with the Lucha Brothers, probably Conan was negotiating for them. Probably that's why they went to the main roster right away. And then Jade, I think she has like the agent that like all the WWE talent work with. So that's probably why she got put on the main roster right away without going to NXT.
But also, she's not dumb.
No, again, I'm saying,
I mean,
but
the thing
like,
about her is
they had representation to help them out.
She knows her worth, basically. She and always has. That's the one thing about her. She knows what she is, what she can do, what she can't do, and that's fine. Like we always compare her like she needs to get a Goldberg push. Goldberg was better, but that's the way you use her because she is all look. She comes out like we didn't really talk about it really, but WrestleMania, there was like, if you want to realize that they're scrounging for pennies and TKO, what was the biggest entrance WrestleMania? There was nothing. We had what, cars? That was it. There was nothing.
Living Color announcing Punk.
Yeah, one. And that wasn't like elaborate.
If you know anything about those dudes, they'll choose any time.
Well, I know, but like that's
and they're close, and they're close with Punk anyway. So it's like, but you didn't have any of that. And the thing you do with Jade Cargill for an entrance is use the Weather Channel dude when she would be on Dynamite and would have these entrances
immaculate entrances. Because Tony Khan was smart enough to know this is, look at her. Look, even if she never learns how to wrestle, look at her.
Tony Khan booked Jade better than WWE did.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Yeah, see, AEW fans piss me off because they complain about her matches and she's not good. But hey, somehow that girl still was over. She was over her whole time in that company.
Yep.
The entire run, she was over. So I mean,
in a company that
full of people that can work.
And that work rate is important and is how you get over. It's it's similar to the Hurt Syndicate. Like, they haven't had any great matches, but fuck, they're over like crazy.
Exactly. It's the same thing. You're right, John. Same thing.
I mean, freaking like we all talked about. Like, I don't know what like Bobby's gonna look like a monster, but is he gonna come over? And man, people were like, look at this fucking dude.
I really loved his first match with Swerve. I thought that was a great match.
You know, I mean, he can go. He knows what to do, and if you put him in there with a guy that's going to bump for him,
basically the idea is look at how Tony Khan treated Jade Cargill, and look at how Triple H has treated Jade Cargill.
Right.
If you're gonna sign her, not to do that, then why sign her?
She had more buzz in the backstage segments before she debuted than after she's debuted.
Because that's one of her strengths. Looking the part.
Stepping out of limos and just looking the part. Yeah.
Exactly.
The one thing I'll say about Mariah May is that I don't have a problem with the path that she took. Like, honestly, like using
that's the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say
should be more of that. More
jumping back. AEW run, like going to AEW and getting your name built if you want to truly go to WWE someday. Like, that's the right move to do if like you want to just go straight to the main roster and skip NXT. But if she went straight to NXT, then like what was the point of her going to AEW when she could have just gone to WWE after Stardom?
Could it be argued that she
give me a hug, Sean.
Could it be argued that she wants to have a long career in WWE, so she figures I'll go about the right way. I'll start at the bottom and I'll work my way up. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, but
it's not a smart possibility.
But you shouldn't think
you shouldn't do that, man. Take advantage of your opportunity.
I know, but that's probably her mentality.
And I don't know why. Alex.
She probably could have got the SummerSlam main event if she wanted to.
Right. Exactly.
It's her dream.
Exactly. Like she's gonna be like here's a like that Evolution 2 pay-per-view, right? That's going to be what, 5 matches probably, maybe 6. Maybe it'll be like, oh, this is special, so we'll have 6.
It's gonna be 5.
5.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5.
More than half of those are going to involve legends, right?
I
We
mean,
all
we're gonna
know
do
that. That's what they
We're
did
gonna have to do
last
with
time.
Nikki Bella.
Right. That's what you're going to do
Yeah.
last time. And then you're going to be stuck with the people that they're going to want to push. She's not going to be on that show. And she's definitely not going to be on SummerSlam, where if she came in on the main roster, she might still not be on the Evolution show, but fucking God, she probably would have been on a 2-night SummerSlam. So
Yeah, easily. I mean, she probably would have been like a prominent women's match on Saturday Night Main Event.
And people thought that, oh, you're just mad that she left AEW. I'm not mad that she left AEW.
We all knew.
Like you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the way she went around it says a lot, because she went to Japan. She learned to wrestle in Japan. Basically, that's where she learned to wrestle. And then went to AEW. Then went to AEW. Like, look at all of the people that go that path, that don't go to WWE and go through NXT. Look at all the people that, and I'm not talking about the ID. I'm talking about actually go to Japan, make a name for themselves, maybe get signed by Tony, and then go to WWE. That to me, and if you're going to do that and you agree to go to NXT, and this goes for Saints too, you don't do that. I don't care if that means you're still going to be like a lower mid-card guy or a mid-card guy. So fucking what? It's
better to be seen.
Right. It's better to be seen and get yourself over in front of that audience, which I have no doubt either of them could easily do, because they are, we just saw, and all of us knew, anyone with a brain that knows anything about AAA knew the most over guy on this show we're going to talk about was, we all knew.
I would have fun talking about that guy.
We all knew that, because he's made for WWE. Is he going to be a main eventer? No. Is he going to be a little mid card? Or
I'm going to predict that man's career when we talk about AAA. I'm going to predict that man's career to a T.
But fuck, look, he was the most over guy in front of, like, there were definitely AAA fans there, but he was the most over guy there, not over with the AAA people, right? The WWE fans, like when Psycho Clan was out, they didn't give a shit. You could hear the AAA fans, because they gave a shit, because that's the most over guy in that company. That's one of the most over guys in all of Mexico. And whatever. When we talk about that show, should we talk about that show now? Are we done with?
Hold on. Last point I want to make about this, though. I talked about this when Vic had his live streams. Shout out to LV. It
needs to be on these, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
I cannot wait until the next generation, after me and Brandon's generation, Sean's generation, and like probably the generation below it, but like the people that are kids now get over the dream of going to the WWE and just look out for the bag. Because at this point,
those tweets from Mariah
AEW be here for
have
like
you seen those
years,
WWE tweets from Mariah May? She was in the trenches, bro.
Yeah.
10 toes down. She is a soldier. And you're going to have to, like Markeem said, like in a couple years, you're going to get those people away from that dream. But right now, that's what people have.
Do we want to talk about R-Truth? Like,
no, wait. Let's
okay. I didn't know if you want to talk about. Yeah. Okay. Make sense.
Okay.
Y'all watch Worlds Collide? I did not.
I did.
I did. I watched the whole thing. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, exactly. Hot take. I was going to say. Never mind. Everybody liked it here.
I do have a controversial take, but that will be when we talk about it.
I think
it was a blowaway show, but it was like there were 3 good matches.
I mean,
on it.
people who said this was at least the second best show WWE's put on all year. I don't watch the NXT show, so I can't imagine NXT show being this good. But because I would get annoyed with the way they do things. I got annoyed with a lot of the way they did things on this show. But it was really good. Like, I thought everything for the most part was at least okay, and I thought they did a good job of explaining everything. But should we?
My biggest gripe, and I just have one right off the top, is I was mad that they hype up the original Worlds Collide show when that fucking thing is not on their goddamn network? Put that on the network so we can appreciate.
I thought it was on the network. I thought it was on the network.
I don't think
What's
so.
the network? The network is dead. What are you talking about?
Peacock, whatever the fucking
It
tab,
wasn't.
whatever.
I don't know.
It was on the network. It was on the network.
Okay, what? Okay, I thought that was one of the things they did not have on the network.
Yeah.
Was like when they launched.
No, they had it on the network.
Okay,
I don't think it's on Peacock though.
They should put it. They should have to advertise. They should like Friday night. They should have released that show.
I thought they were running it. I thought
the majority of the people who watch the show were never going to watch that at all, man. These
I
fans
know,
don't watch
but this is for me.
History.
This is
for the one
History,
percenters, you enjoy it, but these fans don't care about no damn history.
I don't give a fuck about their fans.
I mean,
about me.
I mean, they did a lot of those history promos on this thing. I will say, never have Conan on commentary ever again.
No,
I felt so sorry for freaking Corey because
Corey's not. Corey's one of the best.
Corey is very good, right? But he's not good enough to be able to do a show literally by himself. That's the problem, and that's what he was having to do. And so I saw a lot of people going, Corey wasn't. I was like, dude, he was having to do that show by himself.
Conan joins the 4 horsemen of bad commentators in WWE, which is the punter, Booker T, Jesse the Body, and now Conan. Those 4 guys could stay the fuck away from commentary.
Yeah,
Jesse.
Jesse's bad. Jesse's bad, but he's not even entertaining.
He's in his own little world.
He's just in his own world, and that's fine. Yeah. I'm fine with that. But
no, man, I want I don't listen to commentary to laugh my ass off at bad commentary. I want good commentary. So if you want to put his fucking commentary as an extra on the DVD, go ahead. But I want to actually be able to listen to the match without wanting to tear my hair out as Jesse rambles about something.
But no, Conan was just absolutely.
At least, hey, look at it this way. At least he didn't fart on commentary.
This is like his homeboy.
I don't know. Is Vampiro even part of this?
Oh,
I don't know. Did he retire?
Music.
We haven't even heard anything about him. So
if I'm him, I don't want this dude on my
I mean, I don't want him booking.
I thought he retired.
I don't want him booking,
retired,
and I don't want.
And
I'll say this after this show, even though I have problems with the booking of the show, give AAA to freaking
Mike Today. Right?
No, Jeremy Borash.
Jeremy Borash. That's right.
I heard he booked the show, and it seems like
he did good.
Yeah,
he did good.
I mean, he did good. I would trust him over whatever AAA's been doing. I am curious once we have a Triple Mania coming up. Is it next week?
Yeah.
No, it's on Saturday.
It's on Saturday. I'm curious.
Didn't even talk about it.
I know.
Well, yeah,
I'm curious. I'm curious because we're gonna see if there's real changes. Because if it's basically them going back to being super hardcore.
Have you seen the
garbage
card
matches?
for that?
No.
Didn't they just announce say his name for the show?
No.
Alberto, yeah.
What they're doing is they're doing an Alberto Vikingo rematch, which is making people think that they're going to put the belt right back on Alberto.
That would be hilarious.
No, they're not.
Because I think it's because they still want to do their storyline with him and Latin Lover, probably.
But that would still be hilarious because are they gonna? Because they did hype the last Triple Mania show.
Oh yeah. So here it is. So the semi-main. So Vikingo and Alberto's the main event. Semi-main event is Joe Hendry.
Moose, say his name. Yeah.
El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. and El Macias for the X Division title.
Oh Jesus.
And then
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
And then the third match on top is the Sanson and
Wagner.
Quantrero versus Forastero. Quantrero is the one that's in jail, I think. It's still got they're defending the tag titles against Angel and Humberto, the Nemeths, and Pagano and Psycho Clown. And then the rest of the show has no other WWE.
It sounds like a triple mania show. Like,
Yeah.
Better or worse.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
You have some TNA in there. You have the only WWE involvement really is Angel and Humberto. That's it.
So
no loss there.
So I guess the tag match would be where we'll see if the hardcore stuff is still there or not. Because that would be
because I was actually going to say, so I think that second 6-man tag just got lost in the shuffle on the show. Like it was okay. I think I don't understand, like, because here's the thing, like AAA, the hardcore stuff, like they got that from ECW. So I don't know why they, because WWE, obviously they own all the ECW stuff. Why not make that match a hardcore match so that it stands out from the other 6-man tag? And then you can use one of those video packages to lean into the history. It's like, hey, we have all these great luchadors, but we also took inspiration from ECW. And then, it's obviously not going to be like you can't use glass in WWE, but you could at least do a hardcore match and then play to the strengths of Pagano and I guess to a lesser extent Cycle Clown, instead of having Pagano, botch his first moves as soon as he gets in the ring.
Oh my God, he was terrible.
Well, I mean, he's not terrible. I mean, he's never great. I mean, he's only good. He's only good when there's when literally it's like he's doing like a real hard, like a death match. So,
especially since the first 6-man tag was better, like.
I mean, it was better. To me, it was better, but my one thing is that Psycho Clan went out and did things he doesn't normally do, and you could tell he was trying like a motherfucker to get over, and just they were just like, we don't care.
They didn't care,
They didn't care, and it was sad.
Yeah, what surprised me is that given how, again, I haven't seen much of him personally aside from like WrestleMania weekend stuff. But given all the stuff he's done in Japan recently with Noah, I was shocked at how much of a nothing Wagner 3 came across as. Like, he just seemed like a guy.
Oh, man.
He's talented, but like even when he was the Noah champion, it didn't feel like he was like.
I mean, and he's got a presence, and they were you could tell they were trying. But the WWE fans were just like, we don't care. We don't care. There's not a dude in the ring with a puppet. We don't care.
But wait, did you see what I think Dave Meltzer said on one of the Observer radios, that he thinks that Iguana could be the WWE's version of Orange Cassidy?
100%. I was going to say that same thing.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. I don't think Iguana could be Orange Cassidy, because like Orange Cassidy started out as the comedy guy, but then once he got in there and had that match with Pac and showed that he can go. Like he got elevated beyond just being a comedy character, and I don't think Iguana will ever be able to get to that.
No, he won't. But he'll be like, everyone likes to mock Orange Cassidy as the company mascot. Iguana's going to be the company mascot. He's going to be the modern day Santino Marella.
Like, if you think Iguana is going to be like the indie Orange Cassidy, then okay, I can see that.
Sure,
maybe, but not AEW Orange Cassidy.
No, you're right. You're right about that. But here, do we want to talk about Mr. Iguana or anything real quick? Because I'm going to predict that guy's fucking career in 5 seconds.
All right, go for it, Alex. Go for it.
Okay. Going to come in, going to do a bunch of backstage segments where he appears. I guarantee you, the first big feud he's going to have is going to be with the goddamn Miz. And the Miz talks about, you don't have what it takes to be a WWE superstar.
He might not be there.
He's about to get fired.
Mr. Iguana's going to get a decent little push. He might get he will probably won't get a match on a pay-per-view, a singles match, but I bet you they'll team him up with some like somewhat higher on the card star for a random tag match on a TV show. He's never going to win a singles belt on the main roster. I will bet fucking money on that. Maybe he'll get a tag team title run. Who the fuck knows? And he'll do nothing for 5 years except for sell merch, and then he'll go back to the Indies and work Mexico do fine.
You think he's going to work 5
years? At most 5 years.
I don't know.
3 to 5 years.
I mean, that would be a pretty good gig if he's.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that's not going to be a good gig. But there are people, and I don't know if they're fucking with and just being trolls. Who the fuck knows? They're like, oh my god, this guy's the most amazing guy in the company. He's a star already. You know, it's like from one fucking appearance, and because you guys popped because he got a goddamn puppet. But meanwhile, Harley Cameron is doing the puppet gimmick in AEW, and that's a stupid gimmick. That's never going to get over.
Well, let's get into that stuff. Let's get into that stuff, right? Are we doing that now?
The fucking double standard.
Well, let's just go over the show, and then
you're right.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, because I can
just yell out shit, and y'all can just talk about it.
Yeah,
it opened with a 6-man tag.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, before the match, there was the. How about the visual of Triple H standing next to Blue Demon?
That was hilarious.
Oh, Hunter got a pop. Hunter got his opening.
No. He was already in the ring. He was already in the ring.
He was already in the ring. He was already in the ring.
I loved him starting to walk away after the Mexican national anthem and had to like awkwardly go back for the American national anthem.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, the big thing from that is that apparently that lady, whoever was singing the Mexican national anthem, apparently got like totally messed it up. And you could just see while she's doing that, Blue Demon Jr. is like giving her like a death stare. It's so funny.
Also, like, I'm sorry, but the woman who owns AAA, she looks like the fakest looking person ever seen in real life.
I mean, have you never seen her before?
I've seen clips of her. I never seen her in fucking high definition. In HD, man, she's scary as a motherfucker, man. Like goddamn
in high definition.
Everyone knows AAA's fucking production.
But no, I thought it was that whole thing was just kind of weird because they didn't they had them all up there. You would think they would have gone to them, introduced who each one of them was, and then done like all of that,
or do like the little like lower car ride or whatever. Like they drop like the name.
Yeah, like it was like who? Like I'm like, is that Blue Demon Jr.?
How are we supposed to know who these?
I was like, well, at first I was like, well, Blue Demon's dead, right? So that's got to be Blue Demon Jr. And I'm like, but why would he be? And
they didn't put like a name graphic up, is what you're saying?
No, they didn't.
It's interesting because one of the things that I hate about WWE is that when they have the backstage segments, they'll put the name graphic on everybody.
But these guys are in the ring
every single time.
But these guys were in the ring, and then like they did like a whole like please
That's
for
fine.
the.
I mean, but still,
So,
like the fact that you do it for backstage segments for
people
I
got
do it for the same people every week, and you know who they are. Like, why would you do it for the people that?
Because what it was Blue Demon Jr. It was
Sean, and it was the
Marcelo Pena. And
but who was the one holding up Pena's?
Blue Demon, I think was.
No, he was holding up the Mexican
urn.
Yeah, they have. I don't know.
He had the urn, and then the other guy had the the flag.
Like, with like the passing it. I don't know who it was. I don't remember. I think it was just a backstage.
I didn't see this part, so I can't really talk about it.
Yeah. But it was weird. It was like, tell me who these people. Later, they ended up like kind of telling you, but it would be like, hey, tell us like who these people are, and then from there you went to the 6-man, which was good. This is my hot take about this match. I liked this match more than the main event.
I probably did too.
Like I think the main event was a better match, but I liked this better.
You enjoyed it more.
Yeah, I enjoyed it more.
What I'm sure Octagon
that main event.
What I'm sure Octagon Jr. didn't enjoy was Lince Dorado not catching him on that dive.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was so funny because Dorado wasn't even close. Like he just was not even prepared to catch him, and Octagon just dove anyway.
I thought they did a solid job of setting up. I didn't watch it, but the match with Dom. I was like, all right.
Yeah, they did. Like that worked. I after the show, I was like, but it may have been egos involved. But I would have maybe ego shouldn't have been involved, and I kind of wish that had been Psycho Clown, because I do think him, like of all of those people, Dom and Psycho Clown, because Dom is kind of more of a brawler. I think that match maybe actually could have been really good between the two of them, but that's not what we got.
But you know, Psycho Clown wasn't going to be like, I'm going to lose in front of the WWE.
No, not just lose. He jobbed. Okay, it was a job.
I mean, it would have been like, okay, I'll lose to the kid, but you're gonna let me you're gonna give me some shine. Yeah, you're gonna let me shine a little bit. So
Octagon got no shine.
Yeah, we could just skip over the women's match because that was
terrible. It was terrible.
Nothing.
Like at first I was like, you know what? Maybe I just have real low expectations. This isn't that bad. And then like 2 minutes after I thought that, it was like, what is
correct me if I'm wrong, horrible. But doesn't Triple H just in general have a shitty women's division? Have they ever? Yeah.
No, they've had a good women's division before.
Yeah, like years ago.
I looked up when they announced this match. I was like, where the fuck is Fabi? And
where's Big Mommy? They didn't have Big Mommy out there.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Who's that one the fucking giant woman that like broke her leg on the senton?
Fabi's not great, but I'm like, but she's apparently not in AAA anymore. So I was
I don't follow
her sexy star
anymore, man. I don't.
Sexy Star 2?
Yeah, no, I want the original one. Bring her back.
The original? Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, what the fuck?
No,
I know. I'm fucking.
But yeah, I was like, what the? Yeah, as soon as they announced that, I was like, what the fuck? And so I looked at, but apparently she's not in AAA anymore. But I was like, where the fuck is Fabi? Because she would at least be competent.
Yeah, this match was horrible. Just trash.
You got a 6-man tag, another one with Legado del Fantasma and
we kind of talked about this already a little bit.
Yeah.
It should have been a hardcore match.
We got a
It
4-way
was
for
good, but it was
4-way for the NXT title with Ethan Page,
This was fun.
Radio Kid, Ray
This was
Phoenix,
fun,
Javon Evans.
Pretty good.
Yeah, this is fun.
yeah, this was fun.
I don't understand
Ethan
why
Page is just a nothing, man. It was hard to get into it because nobody cared about the champion.
he had a great line though, and like I was watching like when he made his entrance and like the announcement for like who he is, and the fans are booing him, and he just like says almost quietly to the camera, "Boy, you guys are gonna hate this." I gotta fucking pop out that.
Yeah.
Also, like my question is this: I assume they put the belt on Ethan Page to have him work this match. Like, why could you have Ricky Saints work this match? I'm sure. Yeah, but they haven't yet. It's like again, like what? Like I'm like, okay, he's not dropping the belt. Like, what harm would it have been to give Ricky this match?
What hard would it have been to give Ricky this match and have one of these guys win that title?
And someone else. There you go. That like, Ricky doesn't have to get to take a pin.
Right, you're in a 4-way, so
yeah, I don't know. It just seemed odd because I'm like, Ethan like it wasn't that much of a bait or anything.
Let's face it. This was a okay booked show, and it still was worlds better than what WWE normally does, which
Yeah.
True.
How was this main event for Kingo Chad Gable?
Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Go, Josh. Go.
I thought this was
everyone got a tape.
Oh, we got
good match. I thought this was I would say if I gave it a star rating, I personally would give it like 3 3/4.
Yeah.
Because because of the closing segment.
It's a good match.
These people saying this was fucking match of the year? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Are these people who would normally
And
watch?
I want to say this too. Before Marquine goes on his rant.
Oh, he's got a good one.
There were two matches on Dynamite Fighter Fest, whatever, that involved luchadors. That I think were they both 6-man or was one of them a tag?
No, one was Templario and Atlantic Junior versus FTR.
So
and
then the 6-man.
Yeah, then the 6-man.
Then the 6-man. Both of those were better than this, but than anything on this show, I felt. So
these are great,
but I liked I liked both matches a lot. So people freaking out about this match is like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And Vikingo, like I had not seen Vikingo. I knew because everyone had said that since he came back, he was not the same. Oh my God, is he slow?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he does not have any
botchy.
of that.
There's a few slip
ups. He's always been botchy.
Yeah, he's definitely lost his step though. He's definitely lost something.
Yeah. Like,
Sean, what do you got to? What do you got to say about this, Sean?
Oh no, I just thought the match was, again, like I said, it was really good. It's got an 8.93 on Cage Match, which I don't think it was that high at all.
No.
So 3 3/4 is about where I would go.
What is
Kenny Omega versus Vikingo, this was not.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not even close.
That's okay. 2 things. Number one, I think like the rating's perfect because like the opening like 5-10 minutes were kind of just like dull with every WWE match ever, and then they got to the crazy shit and it picked up and it was awesome. But anyone, and I'm not going to disagree with anyone that says like, "Oh, this is my favorite match of the year." Great, wonderful, good for you. But I need you to watch one other Vikingo match. Watch his match with Mike Bailey from Bound for Glory last year. That was better than this match. Watch his match. It's an incredible match with Kenny Omega on Dynamite. It was an amazing match. So anyone that thinks that this match was amazing needs to watch another Vikingo match to compare it to, because this was not anywhere near Vikingo's level. I know they won't. I know they're not going to fucking do it because it's WWE produced.
Sean, real quick, what's the 4-way have on Cage Match?
It is at 7.99. So basically an 8.
Yeah.
That's basically
That's
4
basically
stars flat.
what Dropkick has. Dropkick has it at 4.1. I was like, that's
a little high. But
it's got the
insane.
main event at a 4.6.
People were giving this 5 stars. I'm like, what the fuck? Look, again, if this is your style and you like this more, wonderful. But go out of your way to see one other Vikingo match and see if that's that better. And also, like, you know, I didn't hear anyone complain about Vikingo hits a Canadian Destroyer on the apron to Chad Gable. Looks like he killed him. And then Chad Gable recovers, hits a moonsault, boom. You know,
we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
But I'm saying, like, that right there.
I'll do a quick review of Money in the Bank. We'll get into it.
So Marquis has something to say on this match?
Oh, he does.
I liked the match. I thought it was good. I enjoyed myself. Vikingo is always entertaining, not the performer he used to be, because I mean he fucked his leg up. We knew that shelf life was gonna be short. Like we saw the stuff. We was like, oh, it's only a short amount of time he can do this. But this match was every other Vikingo match. The man, and I love the dude. I love watching him do stuff. But the biggest complaint we always had about Vikingo, the Kenny Omega match, is probably the best match he's ever had, because the biggest complaint we had about him is that he just goes from spot to spot to spot to spot. The stuff in between is where he struggles. He doesn't know when to play to the crowd, psychology, any of that stuff. We just know this dude's hyper athletic, can do a lot of wild shit. We knew that. And that's what he did here. My thing is, these same people who said this dude is just a spot monkey, this, and this, and this. This was every Vikingo match. This motherfucker doesn't know how to get from place to place. And then you had, I'm gonna say names. You had the JDs of the world. You had the Julian Weekses of the world. You had all these other fucking weird WWE fans go, this guy is special. When we told you when he was actually special, that he was special. We was like, man, this guy's a hell of a prospect. And then now he's worse. He's gotten worse. He never really changed, never improved. And now all of a sudden he's special. Why is that? Why is he special all of a sudden? He was in the ring.
You know why it is.
He was in the ring with a dude that this company has given shitty gimmick after shitty gimmick, has done this, and that. And then this dude, who y'all think is okay that the WWE embarrasses all the time, and now you want to call Chad Gable's always special and things like that. Well, then why don't y'all fucking riot and protest that Chad Gable should be treated better? Why is it?
Why do you defend the stupid? Why do you defend that stupid Chad Gable gimmick?
Why do you defend that gimmick? You know what I mean? Why is it when he faces one of the guys that we have talked about, that Brandon, Josh, Sean, Alex, guys that aren't here, he faces a guy that we talked about, all of a sudden everything is special, everything is great, everything is wonderful? It's because you motherfuckers actually like pro wrestling, but for some reason you're afraid of pro wrestling.
And let's be honest,
WWE said it was good.
This match got announced. I don't think any of us was like, on this match. No, we all knew it was going to be. Everybody,
we were all excited. We all said the same thing. We said this is going to be an amazing match
because we know pro wrestling. That's why.
This is going to be an amazing match. It's going to be the best match of the night. But everyone that hated Vikingo is suddenly going to become a fan of him. We all fucking predicted it.
Exactly.
And he's not as good. And he's not as good. That's the other thing.
But he's still better than the average high flyer WWE.
But guys, straight up, it's like these people are afraid of pro wrestling because this stuff happens like every week. This exact match happens every week. And Alex, I'm not letting them off the hook. If this is your match of the year, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Seriously. You don't know what you're talking about.
I was trying to play a little nice.
Like if you
are not going to remember this when years old.
I wouldn't even say this is the best match any of us have seen in WWE this year. I would say the women's match. I would say the women's match at WrestleMania.
It was probably better than
was better than this.
NXT, I'd say I thought the NXT main event from the last big show. Yeah, I thought that was better than that three-way.
The TLC match from SmackDown.
Yeah, there you go. This wasn't the best match in the weekend for me.
There you go. Look at that shit. Josh said it might not even be the best match on this show. Like, come
on. Didn't make the notebooks. Didn't make my notebook.
What do you think this show accomplished in the realm of WWE and AAA partnership?
I think it did what WWE wanted. Here's my issue. You look at that. You look where everyone was placed on that on there. All right. We all kind of know this. That Kingo is not like people like him in Mexico, but they don't love him in Mexico. And one of the things WWE's done, because they're dumbasses and they announced this match that was going to be a title match.
They
spoiled it, right?
Yeah, they spoiled the shit of it. Like the Mexican fans, like there's not hardcore wrestling fans in Mexico. Give me a fucking break. Those are some of the most hardcore fans in the world.
They're dangerous. Those are dangerous fans,
right? And you're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna do this. And what did they end up doing? They ended up turning Del Rio, of all fucking people, into like a face.
Yeah. Those fans did not want this. Those fans did not want Vikingo as the mega champ. They didn't want that.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy to think about.
Because they want the story. They want the story.
Yeah, they want the story. Yeah.
They want the story. And also, if you put the roster, even the roster WWE is willing to use, and you to a AAA fan, and you said, okay, who needs to be the champion? It's not going to be Vikingo. It's going to be freaking Psycho Clown. They're going to be like him. Yeah. He needs to be your champion because he's a better champion than this dude in Mexico.
It was interesting, like reading Lucha Bro. I know we spent a lot of time on the show because to me, this is the more noteworthy show. Just my opinion.
No, this is a massive show. Like
this is a great show.
But Lucha Blog, he was cracking me up. I was reading his tweets because he was like, Conan's up here saying that they're not going to Americanize Lucha. He's like, guess what? This is Americanized Lucha.
arguably, just by having not a six-sided ring, doesn't that already Americanize AAA?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they do six-sided ring.
That it wasn't hardcore.
There you go.
If you're gonna say we're gonna do traditional, which AAA has never been, then
they were the ECW of Mexico.
All of those matches, if you're going to say, okay, we're not going to be AAA, but we are going to be traditional lucha, 2 out of 3 falls. Virtually every match needs to be 2 out of 3 falls. There you go. And didn't have that.
Six-sided ring.
Six-sided ring. A lot of brawling, a lot of that sort of thing. Didn't get that. There was a lot more high flying and technical stuff, which is,
because that's what people that don't know about lucha think lucha is. It's so funny. So I watched that. This promise y'all is going to topic. So I watched that horrible Tyler Perry movie with my girlfriend, right? Oh, and she brought up
which one?
The one that just came out.
Oh, okay.
And Straw, there you go. Okay. And she brought up a good point. She was like, "This man makes movies for people that don't watch many movies."
Yeah.
and it was funny because I thought about
that enjoy those style of movies.
Yeah,
they're always going to get that style.
Yeah. And it's funny because like she said that when we were watching this show, she was like, all the lucha you showed me isn't really like this. I'm like, you're right. It is not like this. Because this is what people think lucha is, a bunch of dudes with masks doing a bunch of flips. And honestly, it's not like if you watch CMLL for a little bit, it's not that. Triple A,
like a CMLL show, you'll have the high flying stuff, of course, because that's part of it. And you'll have like the tumbling and all of that sort of thing. But you're going to have a brawl. You're going to have the high flyers at some point, in a brawl. You're not going to have them like flying around all the time.
You might get a straight up mat-based ranch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Right.
Look at Hechicero. Hechicero's the best worker in Mexico. He's on the mat.
Right.
More than anything, though, I'm interested as to what goes on with AAA going forward with WWE. Because obviously AAA is going to be doing their own thing for a little while because they got Triple Mania coming up. But like, so is it going to be like every quarter we get a fucking joint show like this? But at the same time, but also
I think the last Triple Mania show, because that's the one they hyped.
Oh, okay.
I think that'll be the one that you'll be able that everyone needs to pay attention to. Okay. I wouldn't be shocked if they rush through the Latin Lever stuff for that reason.
Okay.
So,
but also but like any time they do these American shows in like the USA, it's gonna be important about where they put these shows, because something that we didn't mention was like all the promos and like announcements in the ring were in Spanish. You can't be taking that shit to fucking Denver.
That's a good point.
Well,
it's going to be California, Texas, Arizona. That's about it, right? New Mexico.
No, like
it's not going to be able to tour.
You could do California. You could do not
California. There's a lot of places in California you could do.
No. I'm saying you could do New York City. You could
maybe.
You could do. There's lots of places.
Well, in Chicago probably, because they have a very large Hispanic community.
Like there's
at the same time is like is this going to draw in those states though.
But that's not what they
wonder that.
But that's not why they did this though.
I know, but it's just important. It's important to bring that up though.
They did this for Mexico. I think they'll do that. I think they'll do that sort of thing. But I think that I like I said, I think we'll see. I will say this. I enjoyed this show more than I have any AAA show I've seen in I can't remember when. Because it was.
I mean, you can enjoy a AAA show if you're watching for a certain reason. If you're watching because you know it's going to be, sometimes we like bad movies,
right.
When you watch a bad show, sometimes it's fun. Hey man,
I don't know, Brandon. Those shows.
Yeah, some of the last couple years have been rough. Yeah, sure. I will agree.
I mean, once in a while they just have like crazy garbage matches.
I would say give Borash the book, let him book it. Don't just let him book the American stuff. I'm sure he's at least let him have final say, because this was, and like I said, I felt like this was, of what I've seen, this year at least, was probably the best booked WWE show as well.
I mean,
which isn't saying a lot.
No, it's not saying a lot, but you're right. It probably is most consistent, at least from beginning to end.
Yeah. Okay. Who actually has seen Money in the Bank?
I have not.
I've seen
review for
I
it.
watched 1/5 of it.
You watched.
Oh, you wrote the review, Sean?
Yeah, Voice of Wrestling.
Yeah,
it was a good review.
I'm gonna say this every time we talk about WWE show. If you review one of these shows and you don't bring up the fucking downtime on these shows, I don't care if you wait and go, hey, I'm not gonna sit through all this shit and wait and then just fast forward through the shit. That's on you. But at least bring up the fact that you feel like you have to do that, because there's so much fucking downtime on these shows.
Yeah, there is.
The first match was like 17 minutes into the show.
I forgot the match was on, and I all of a sudden like, oh hey, let me turn this on, and it was like, oh, they just started the fucking match, and it was like like what 7:20 or whatever, 6:20 whatever time they started.
Yeah, I said in my review that like I just played EWR until the match started.
I mean, it was like, and it wasn't just like their entrances either. They did like,
no, it was just bullshit.
It was just like they did this kind of long Money in the Bank thing, and then they did their entrances, and everyone got their entrances, and the match wasn't great. Like Julia is, to say she's not over.
She's under.
She's under.
She's under.
like
they're reacting. It's silent.
They're reacting to the other person. They're not reacting to her.
It's silent when she's working.
It was like, what the fuck?
I was watching this with my wife,
and I will say this: like when she came out, of all of those women, she had the best look. That's the thing. She still has the best look. It's Christ.
That makes me so sad, bro.
She was the most. WWE can't book Japanese talent. They can't. They've consistently shown that they don't know how to get Japanese talent over.
I'll say this: they can book Japanese talent, but that Japanese talent has to be fucking amazing in the ring, or they can't do it.
Fair.
Or they
can't do it. I would say Julia at her peak is better than Io Sky or Kairi Sane or maybe even Asuka.
I can't do that, brother.
She's not.
I can't do that, brother.
She's very good at having a very rough style. But
fair.
Alex, do you remember like 2014 Io?
Like
2016 Io Shirai now.
But she still should be able to walk in there and still be good. And
you're right.
And she was like not over. And that goes back to my point of her being in NXT did not help her.
No, it really did not.
Is it a case where the ladder is the hindrance of the match, or why she didn't look good?
No,
because
no. Like before they even got to the ladders, when they were just like basically doing like a six-way, she got in there with like she would be in the ring and it would be like silence, and then it took like, you could tell the people were responding to the other person and didn't give a shit that she was in the ring. Like it was.
She just doesn't have that crowd connection.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't connect with the crowd at all.
Yeah, I thought the match was. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I thought this match was like just kind of subpar. I think it just wasn't like was it the worst women's Money in the Bank match? Probably not, but it was. I mean,
when I can't remember him. Who's the chick with the doll?
Alexa.
Alexa
Bliss.
Yeah.
She was probably one of the better workers in this match.
Oh,
and
Jesus
it's not
Christ.
and like she's not one of the and like she's gotten
She's
better.
not lying,
but
though. That's the thing.
But she's like, because she's been in these matches, she knows what to do. And the one thing that she can do is she can do spots really well. And
so many women in this match looked awkward around the ladders.
How was it
Roxanne
for
struggled.
Roxanne
really,
especially.
she struggled.
for a ladder match? Was it any good?
No.
I
There's no
gave it.
memorable
I gave it 2.25.
Damn.
Yeah.
I would liked it more than that. I would give it 3, but it was for a
maybe
ladder
3.
match. For a ladder match.
Name me what was the most memorable spot besides Stephanie Vacher smacking her ass on Rhea's head on a ladder? That was the biggest spot.
Well, these ladder matches are soulless, man. Like they just happen. And this is not. I'm not saying just the WWE. Like I think across the board, like ladder matches are just played.
Like we come on here every time AEW has a ladder match.
Yeah.
And we go, why are we doing a ladder match?
At least
we complain. But then they do a ladder
It
match.
usually ends up being better than we think most of the time.
Right.
Also, more than often than not, at least with the AEW ladder matches, there's one memorable spot. You're like, okay, this match was like pretty standard, but like then that crazy spot happened. Like,
Right.
But even then, do you remember it? Like, do you remember like the match that it happened in? Like, when's the last time you felt something watching a ladder match?
Probably the
Felt
Sammy Guevara
something?
Cody one.
Oh, felt
You
something.
know,
Oh,
for
man.
me, no, I thought about this. I wanted to bring this question up. Do you remember it was supposed to be Dominion 2016?
Yeah, it was
It was supposed to
Tanahashi.
be Tanahashi
And Kenny.
and Kenny.
And
But
then
something
it was
happened with
Elgin.
Tanahashi,
Elgin.
and they replaced Elgin. That match
That
was
was-
fucking awesome. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember that match was
God, that's-
fucking awesome.
Hey,
And that's the
Brad,
last
that's
time I
like years
remember when I
ago.
felt something watching a ladder match. Since then, it's just
Because you have to have the thing about a ladder match, you have to have people who are willing to create in
AKA the
ladder
Young
match.
Bucks.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, the one that I felt something
Escalera
was
de la Muerte.
maybe because I was in the building at the time was Bucks and Lucha Brothers at All Out 2019.
Yeah,
Like, because that match was special, man.
But you got people that can create. Like look at what was because Christian was in one of those ladder matches where you
Christian
could
and
tell.
Kaz on Impact from 2007. That's what you're talking about?
No. In AEW.
Yeah,
He was in one of those.
That match was dope, though.
Oh,
they
didn't they have the one at the All In with the patriarchy and like the trios belts on this time?
Or something like that. But it was
Him and
good.
Wardlow?
And it was
Oh,
good.
yeah, that
Remember
was-
Wardlow did the Swanton. He did the Swanton
that
off
was
the ladder onto
I forgot
Christian.
about that
But
one.
you could tell, and you could also tell that Christian was kind of like organizing the chaos because you could like kind of see what he was doing. And I think you need somebody like that. I think you need somebody that really understands how these matches work. And when Alexa Bliss is the person in the match that really gets it, that's probably not
We got
great.
a problem, bro.
It's probably
Houston,
not
we have
great.
a problem.
But she was, like I said, she was probably the best one in the match besides Rhea, and Rhea just being Rhea.
Rhea was trying not to get hurt.
Yes.
Hey,
The
man,
entire match.
I'm gonna say something, and I don't care if y'all don't agree. I don't care. Rhea Ripley boring now, bro. She do the same thing over and over again.
I've said it before. It's like, look, Rhea may be over and she's talented in the ring, but she's not doing anything in that company to sink her teeth into.
Boring, bro. Boring,
Yeah.
boring person.
She's
A boring
not
human being.
She's not over because of what she does on TV. She is over because of those.
You guys
Instagram
aren't
posts.
gooners, so you don't like Rhea Ripley no more. But these fans love.
No, but why do they like her? They
staring
don't
at her
like.
ass.
They don't like. They
That's
don't
what I'm
like
saying.
her,
Yeah, you guys aren't.
but they don't
gooners.
like
They
her
are.
because
Those
of what
fans
they
are.
do. They're like her because of what's she
course.
posts on Instagram.
Of course.
So
That's how it is.
yeah.
What was the second match? Oh,
Dominic
Dom
and
Mysterio versus Octagon Jr.
And-
Where's the video package? Oh my God! Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Oh my God. Where's his video package?
Octagon Jr. came in to do a job and like got squashed, basically.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah, I wrote my review that this was basically like a C show match on a pay-per-view. Like if this was on Main Event or like old school like Sunday Night Heat or Velocity, it would have been like perfect fit for that. But it was basically a C show quality match on a pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a way to get Dom where he.
Here's a question. It's just because I was thinking about this because my wife pointed out like how long Dom's hair is getting. Could we see with AAA especially a Dominic in like a hair versus mask.
Oh
match.
no! It'll be Dom versus Ray, and a hair.
Awesome. I'd love to see that because
that'll probably be
Dom versus Ray was the only match I've liked of Dom's in his entire career.
That'll probably be
because I mean that's what Dom is doing. He's doing that Latin scuzzy.
It's great. It is great. I do like it a lot.
I mean,
it's just he's not a great worker.
He's just not. Yeah,
he's good. He's good. He's not great.
I think people overrate how much heat he gets, though.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because straight up, if he gets as much heat as people claim, he will be the world champion, not John Cena.
Here's the thing, also, is that they boo him, but when the match is going, they're cheering him. It's not real heat. Like, say what you want about Don Callis. Like, I've been in the building when Don Callis is around. That motherfucker gets heat. People do not like him.
Yeah, there's no ironically liking him. It's just
bingo.
Yeah.
They are booing the shit out of that motherfucker.
Did you see the shots at the beginning of the show where nobody was there? What happened?
Yes. So they were okay. So this is what happened.
Nobody was there. I just saw
so you had all of the people that bought the combo tickets, right? They were at the other building. Apparently, if you went to
which is not shows, it's not very far away.
No.
I went there.
But you couldn't park.
Yes,
you had. If you parked, you had to get in your car, leave, and come back.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Form announced that they were closing their parking lot at a certain time. And it's like, if your car's still there, it's getting towed. So everyone had to fucking leave and go next door to park. Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently WWE's too cheap to pay for the extra 3 hours for parking, apparently, at the Kia.
Now, they did have plenty. I will say they had plenty because, again, I went there back in March in that area. They had plenty of parking that wasn't part of the arena. You could have gotten there and walked
leaving the venue. We've all had venues before. Like, the fucking traffic's insane and everyone's an idiot. Don't know how to turn. So, again, it's going to take you fucking 20, 30 minutes to get out of that thing. Another 20, 30 minutes to find a piece of parking and then get to the building. It's going to take forever. They put these two shows together.
Also, I wonder, it's still an LA crowd. And I'm wondering if we're getting with one of the things with this was you basically got that like old school Laker type of thing where nobody shows up right away, right?
Could be.
because I bet they're pulling those type of fans right now. So
Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria.
This is probably the best match of the night.
It was. I liked it better than the WrestleMania match.
No, it was a backlash.
Or backlash, yeah. Backlash.
You said it right, Josh. Don't let them correct you. No,
I could
say all the same shit. It's all the same.
But backlash. I liked it better than that match. So
I think the first one was a little bit better. I was a little bit more like crisp.
I wasn't as big on that match as everyone else was.
No. I just think the whole basis of the feud is weird because
she's getting cheered. She's getting cheered.
It's more so the fact that they were doing a last chance match, and the heel is the whole story is that the heel is the one who's never beaten the babyface.
It would make more sense if Lyra won, Becky had to raise her hand, and if Becky won, Lyra had to raise her hand.
Weird. This whole feud has been like they did the whole thing like the Bailey part, which has been nothing. The whole thing's been weird.
Well, now we got Bailey versus Becky for the IC belt. So like they're trying to add some prestige to it. So I'll give them that.
Sounds awesome, man. Men's Money in the Bank match.
This was it was good.
Marquis, you need to watch this match.
Why would I ever do that, Jeff?
No, you need to watch this match.
Just watch the last 10 minutes.
Because there's a spot in the match that has been done in AEW a ton. And WWE fans absolutely loved this spot.
What spot was that?
To the point people were going back, finding tweets that people had made about when it was happened.
I want to see this. What spot was this? What was this? Talking about? Just go and spoil it.
Penta did the
Destroyer on the ladder.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I do need to see this now.
And they all defended him. I was like, well, he sold it, and they don't sell it in
my god.
Here, okay.
The
match was fine, but and Sean, I'm going to quote you because the Bloodline Community Theater, which A+ analogy,
Yeah.
interfered and ruined the whole match. And like everyone that wasn't like it was, if you weren't Solo or Rollins, you were fucking dead on the floor. You weren't fucking moving. And it's like, it's so embarrassing for those guys to have to lay there and do nothing while these guys take 20 fucking minutes to do an angle.
You talking about the Fatu thing? I hate Solo. Yeah, I saw that, and the crowd went nuts.
No,
crazy, man.
But here's the thing. Why would you why wouldn't you do that on TV? I'm
gonna book this better than the Booker of the Year.
Wrestler. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna book this better than the Booker of the Year. Here's what you do. Rollins wins the match on TV the next night or Monday or whatever. You do Rollins, Braun, and Bronson Reed versus Solo, Jeff Cobb, and Jacob Fatu. Rollins group wins. Solo gets mad at Fatu, wants him to do the I love you. Boom, he attacks him. Babyface turn.
That's perfect. That's absolutely
that
perfect.
would work better than this. So Mr. Booker of the Year is a fucking moron apparently, and needs to put a goddamn angle in this match when it didn't need it, and you could have done the angle on fucking television and probably got a bigger reaction because it wouldn't have fucking hurt the flow of the match.
More people would have saw it too.
There you go.
Yeah. Plus, you had the whole thing of Seth brought out his guys, and it's like, why didn't you do
it at the beginning?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you said it like we're like it's like that would have been
that's
something
a pro
different.
wrestling thing I hate. Like that's not a WWE thing. Like you just bring out your dudes from the beginning. I hate when wrestling does.
If you wanted to do something unique, you could have had those guys come out right at the start of the match, and then you booked the ladder match differently. But Paul Levesque,
he's
got his comfort
you
zone.
You know what you could have done? You know what you could have done? You could have had Seth bring his guys out, and then you could have had the Bloodline come out, right? No, and then have all of them out and just destroying everybody, and have that heel versus heel match that they don't like doing.
Can I say something though? Because Sean, with your thing, I like the idea, but at the same time, we saw that with the casino ladder match bullshit, where like the Firm debuted and the masked dude climbed the ladder and grabbed the belt with no one around after they like cleared that. Remember that? You guys remember that?
Yeah,
it's all out.
Yeah, and that got fucking so much negative heat. So,
but that got negative heat but if you're like, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then you do, but you still have the baby faces, right? Come back, do all like I think it. And
they also paid it off that night.
It's too messy.
Oh yeah, they did. They paid it off that same night. So it was
that's true. But at the same time, it's too messy. Save it for an angle on television.
100%.
By the way, we actually totally neglected to talk about this, but Seth won that was obvious pick, but we actually didn't talk about the winner of the women's.
Oh yeah,
Naomi. That's right.
Naomi won.
Yeah,
but that was the match that they kept saying it's for a title opportunity, not a world title opportunity, which makes me think she's just going to beat whoever.
That would be crazy if they just don't do the world title.
Just do the world title, man. Fucking stupid. But yeah, like they made the safest choices with the winners. Like nothing surprising. Why
don't they have her, since you already done buried Jade under the earth? Yes, I said buried. I did not stutter. Why not just have Jade win one of those belts and then her cash in on Jade? Is that the plan?
They might do that.
I mean, no. What he's saying is that's what they should have done. Is that would have been
is that the plan? Like, is that
might be the plan? Might be the plan. Who the fuck knows? I assume whoever Naomi cashes in, it's going to be either involved Jade or Bianca.
I got a quick question about this, man. I didn't watch it, but I saw on Twitter. It made me laugh. What did y'all think about the use of the
my god
WWE sponsored, or not sponsored? Excuse me,
Fireball whiskey ladder?
Sponsored by Fireball whiskey ladder that they used in here.
I mean, we knew it was
coming. They did a promo. They did a promo before to show, hey, this is the ladder that we have on here, and that was the ladder that they used.
Speaking of that, are these fucking? What's the vodka brand? Are those not the
Fireball whiskey?
No.
He's talking about American Wheatley or something like that.
Oh yeah, the Cody.
Those commercials are fucking
never seen
horrible.
Never seen.
Was
this Cody or?
Yeah, with Cody, I think.
It's Cody, and it's fucking like, and they got this stupid song, and I'm like, man, that looks like it's like McCormick's, and I would not. What the fuck?
So not only do we have the sponsored ladder, we had Slim Jim sponsored tables, And also, when I saw it with Naomi, I don't know if Seth Rollins had it, but like on Naomi's case, there was a big old fucking Cash App sponsored logo on there too. So Money in the Bank case is sponsored by goddamn
That's
Cash
kind of
App.
cute. That's kind of cute.
Fuck
I don't mind that one.
Fuck off.
I don't mind that one. You know,
Fuck
Cash App with
that.
the briefcase.
With
Okay,
the fucking
I get it.
ads on the goddamn match.
We knew this
everywhere.
was coming, man.
Fuck
We
it.
knew this was coming.
It's so embarrassing. It's
It's
like
they gotta scrape for every penny. They gotta scrape
Fuck
for
your pennies.
every.
You know what? I don't know if I've made this analogy or comparison before, but with WWE and watching the main event, because that's all I watch, what it reminds me of, it always reminds me of this episode of The Simpsons. Please stop me if I've brought this up. But this episode of The Simpsons where Bart and Milhouse are having an argument about whether people actually have a soul or not, to the point where Bart sells his soul to Milhouse for $5.
Yeah.
And to the point where the rest of the episode, like he's watching Itchy and Scratchy, he's doing all this crazy stuff and he has no emotion. That's what it is when I watch this WWE show. It's just like everything is just such sold out, just nothing, so it's completely soulless.
I have that in that similar analogy.
Watching this advertisements on the ladders and the tables, like what is this, bro?
Similar to what you say, but I think of Talladega Nights, where fucking Ricky Bobby puts a goddamn Fig Newton sponsor sticker on his windshield. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like every fucking square inch of that mat has to be covered with fucking sponsors. It looks ugly. It looks hideous. It's embarrassing. It's a corporate sellout. I mean, Vince wanted to be the Disneyland of wrestling. This is more Disneyland than Vince ever dreamed of.
Disneyland
Vince wasn't right about things.
Because here's the thing: Disneyland would never do this. Because
no, exactly.
Because they were like, we're fucking up.
Protect
Disneyland.
their image and
We're
protect
protecting our image. We're selling our
versus
sponsorship. Yeah.
TKO doesn't care. I didn't watch the show, but I did give them my money to watch UFC. And same thing, ads fucking everywhere. All that show.
Like I just like I hate to, I keep saying it, but I just gotta ask, bro. Like I don't understand. Like I get watching this and like, you know.
Oh, and this main event was garbage, by the way.
Garbage.
Another garbage.
But I get like Brandon said, I get watching this company and enjoying it because, you know, I'm nostalgic for it. You grew up with it, all that stuff. But like to say like this is the best pro wrestling on earth, it's just I just don't understand. I hate to be that
I
guy.
got a better for you. I saw your dude JD. I think it was JD that said this. Or he either retweeted it or something about the fact that the women's roster in WWE is the best women's roster in all of pro wrestling.
He did say
It's
that.
so
I did see
crazy,
that. He
bro.
said that.
What the fuck? Do you
How
know?
can you come to that conclusion? How can you come to
Like
that
even
conclusion?
if you're like, oh, I don't know a lot about pro wrestling, but I do know that because there are people in this company that came from there, that there's this company called Stardom. Right? I would imagine that entire roster is better than the entire roster in WWE.
Like it's so crazy, bro. Even if you want, you can just say the entire Joshi, like just like because I say every time I review Stardom, by the way, Blue Moon Extra, sometimes I do that. It's like it's just a level that's different. When you see like even the low tier girls in Stardom, and then you see like some of the top women here, minus
that
the
moves so
exception.
slow.
You know what I mean? It's so bad in comparison. Like I hate to sound like that, but it's just true. Like these girls, it's a different breed. It's just a different level of talent.
It's the same thing we used to say about the AEW's women division, where the wrestling wasn't good. They had to do all the smoke and mirrors, and so magically, when they did like a hardcore match, and props to all the women that did this, where they were like, "We're doing a hardcore match. We're going to do a hardcore match," right? So, which is one of the things. Like they never shied away from it. Right? They went full out, but it made those matches great because that's what they could do. But you're not doing that in WWE.
And them girls were self-aware enough to know they were limited. Have y'all ever heard of what's Jack Perry's lady?
Anna Jay.
Anna Jay. Have you ever heard Anna Jay talk about like her development as a pro wrestler? She knows like she wasn't very good, and she knows like she talked about going to Stardom. She talked about how that helped her get better, and she just constantly wants to learn because she knows where she came from. Like she knows she wasn't good. Well, that's why she used to do that type of stuff.
What Ty Mayo posted? What was she watching?
Ty Mello.
What did she? Masawa and
no. It was Akiyama versus Shibata.
Yeah. Like she's watching that match.
They know they have to improve. Like they know that.
Yeah,
like,
but
and most women, not in this company, they they understand.
But that's what we used to say about the the top of the AEW roster now is fine, but you watch WWE, and when I watch these women, so many of them are so slow. It's like crazy.
I will say this: the peak women in WWE are really great, like the Rhea Ripleys, even the Beckys and Baileys, who can still go a lot. But the gap between the top of their roster and the rest is fucking
like that
massive.
That next step down.
Massive. It's a massive step down. So if you go from like Rhea Ripley to Alexa Bliss, it's like a fucking A to a C minus.
Now I will defend Alexa this one. She is
fair.
Over is like
she is.
Or like maybe like Thea.
I'm talking about as a worker though.
Thea Trinidad, who's not over and is the bad wrestler.
Or Selena Vega. I mean,
what's yeah. That's
Selena Vega. My God, like just fucking make her a manager and like get her out of the ring.
Yeah, but they feature her. That's the thing. They feature these really bad women.
She's so bad.
And like it's funny because I know you guys are about to talk about that main event, but like we're about to talk about hopefully because I know we talked about it a little bit in Discord, like someone like Hiroki Goto, his world title reign, and then you compare that to like John Cena's title reign. And y'all really think this is the best pro wrestling on the planet? I don't get it, bro.
They're not watching.
I don't care. I don't understand. Stop saying it's the best pro wrestling on the. Stop saying it because you're not watching.
More fair comparison though would be
they sell the most tickets. They sell the most tickets. They got the most fans. They got the most.
Eric Stevens, former Eric Stevens, on y'all know Eric Stevens.
Of course.
He had the best tweet in the world. He was like, when you only watch the WWE and somebody says you don't know ball, you cannot get upset because you don't know ball. You don't watch enough. So
Eric Stevens is so underrated on the Twitter.
Stop.
But a more fair comparison than the Hiroki Goto John Cena would be comparison. Like, look at Tanahashi. I've been critical of Tanahashi for years about like, oh yeah, he just can't go anymore. His knees are fucking gone. But that motherfucker is putting in so much goddamn effort in his last year, and he's had better matches every single match besides more than John.
I will do you one better. I will do you a guy that's not even probably close to retiring. Crazy as this sounds, is take Blue Panther. Blue Panther's
there you go.
Better, like he goes out there. Does he do what he used to do? No, but he still goes out there and does shit, and it's good. So
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but y'all talk about this main event, man, because I didn't see it.
It was a fucking house show match.
Yeah, it was incredibly boring until the Cody hot tag, and then after the Cody hot tag, you had, I'd say that the only two spots that were really noteworthy were Logan Paul getting superplexed off the top, where he was holding his drone.
That was cool. I like that.
Yeah, that was cool. And then he did a springboard moonsault to the floor through the announce desk to.
So what you're telling me is the only person in this match that was, and I. Again, Logan Paul is like the only one
who did anything memorable. Yeah.
When they did the intros, because this is the match, I actually watched this match for y'all, so I can talk about it. When they did the intros, the reaction for Cody was not that great.
I said
the reaction for Yeet Man was not that great. And let me tell you something about Yeet Man. What is get him over is this entrance. I can't. I'm over it. I can't stand. I sat there. I make sure to watch everything. I watched from the start to the end. So I watched all the entrances. And man, like he spent 7 minutes coming to the ring. It's just like, bro,
he gets blown up walking to the ring.
Move your ass. Like, let's go. Like, this entrance is boring. Like, it's not even that great.
It's not even that good. It's like. Here's the thing. Ultimate Warrior used to like. Get blown
he got to the ring much faster.
But
he was blown up. But it was blown up bad though.
But everyone was like, but everyone was like going crazy because everyone loved that entrance because it was like high energy and it was like.
We all knew that Jey Uso as a top guy had a short shelf life because we all said the same thing. Like, yeah, he's over, but then the bell rings. I think
it might be over reaction, and then they took the belt off of him, so that's good. But Cody, his reaction was kind of
because they fucking neutered him. They neutered him at WrestleMania.
How long your contract up, brother? Because you
that Cody heel run.
He won the belt, then he had
the defense of it. And he did a good job of that.
he had a like
He
that
didn't
title
win.
reign.
No, he didn't win the belt. And
Right.
then he had his championship reign without the belt, where he's beating Brock
Right.
Lesnar and all these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And then he wins the belt, and
But-
it's like,
and then-
what are
yeah.
you gonna do with him now? You know?
Here's
Right.
the problem with that with his run though, and I've gone on this rant before, but like they sabotaged it from day one because immediately The Rock came out the Raw after Mania and is like, I'm going to challenge you for the belt at some point, and so everyone knew that Cody versus The Rock's going to happen, so no one was believable as taking the belt off Cody, and then
But
they
you still
fucked that
can't
up.
just. But you still can't just put like nobody against him. You've got to like. put
They
people
have
against him.
nobody.
They
They
had
can only put what they have
Well,
against them, and that's
big-
nobody, John.
Well, hang on. I'll go one further. The reason they have people, but the problem is you have Triple H, the cowardly booker, who isn't willing to take any fucking risks. He's
True.
not willing to put
True.
Cody in the ring with Drew McIntyre. That would have been a fucking great feud. But he doesn't want to ruin his top talent by having them do jobs. So he's cowardly. He doesn't want to put those top matches on unless he absolutely has to. He wants to coast. When was the last time WWE took any risks with their booking and stuck to them?
And pick the guy to be up here and pick
Yeah,
another
exactly.
guy to be down here.
Because,
they don't
you know,
do it, bro.
Because
They don't do
with
that.
Heat Man, guess what? Heatomania is over. He fucking lost the belt to Gunther on goddamn television. Again. So, everyone's like, oh, they're going to put the belt on Jey Uso and really trust him. No, they fucking didn't. They give it to you for a cup of coffee and said, you're welcome. And then he slapped out your fucking
And
hand.
here's the
and he had
thing.
a sip.
With the way things are set up now, Gunther as champion is a better deal.
It is
Like,
because it's
you
more
have a guy.
interesting.
You have a guy who can go. You have one of the few guys who can really go in that
Oh, yeah.
company, versus whatever you're doing with the main event. So it's a good contrast. It would be like that's what they used to do with the Intercontinental title when the Intercontinental title meant something. Was that it would be a contrast to whatever you were doing at the main event. If the main event was not a guy, whoever had the championship was a guy that maybe wasn't going to give you great matches, right?
Hogan.
You did that with the
Say Hogan. Say the name.
So
Say
Hogan.
Hogan,
So who
Warrior.
did you have? But you weren't going to take the title off Hogan because that'd be stupid. So what did you do? You had Savage. You had Ricky Steamboat.
Mr.
You
Perfect.
had guys that could
Perfect,
go.
yeah.
You had guys
Brett.
who could go. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
But that's fine. You can do that, but that title has to mean something. But now we have 1,000 titles. So, anyways.
This match was fucking boring. It was a fucking Saturday night main event match that would have been better for their television they did a few weeks ago instead of putting up that shitty.
We got to talk about the smartest man in pro wrestling.
I'll vent about that, but with the work or whatever. But go ahead, man. Talk about it.
Nah, hey, this man's a genius, bro. He's a genius, and this was not a work. All you dummies that thought this shit was a work.
There's people out there who's still just trying to say it. I'm like,
It's all
these
part of the
niggas
show.
just block, man. You
if it
hold
was a-
down the button
If
and
it was
block.
if it was a work,
Idiots.
he would not come back as Ron Killings. That's
There you go.
his son said
I
it
know.
wasn't a work.
If it was a work, then
Subs
what
in
does
on
it say for these people who care so much about all these guys in the company? If it was a work, what does that say about Carlito? Or what does that say about whoever else got released? Or
I'll go
did
one
you
Here's
get
the thing: there were guys that got
You
released.
used them to get over a wrestling storyline? Like,
I'll go one further. If this was a work, why the fuck would they waste it on a 50-year-old Ron Killing and not a young talent they're trying to get over?
Because it's not a work. That's why
not a
it's not a work.
It's not a word.
and then the
Exactly.
thing that
No, it's
people
of course
love
not a
Ron
fucking
Killings
work.
for, it looks like they're ditching that. He's going from a comedy goof to a serious character.
Yeah, that's the thing that annoys me. Is like, oh, I'm suddenly supposed to take this guy who didn't know what fucking year he was in, didn't know what show he was on, didn't know what match he was in.
But maybe
now I'm
I
supposed to
like
take him
that
seriously.
promo. Though. I
Maybe
ain't
when
gonna
he-
lie. I did like the promo.
Maybe when he
The
came
promo's
back,
good.
he was like, "You want me back? Here's the
I'm
things
sure.
that are going to happen."
Yeah.
We did,
Of course he did,
Things
because
are
he had him by
gonna
the
Had the
balls.
leverage. He had the
He had him by the
leverage.
balls.
Right?
He said, "Look,
Which goes back
eventually-
to my original point of
Yep, full
of-
circle, man.
He
He
knew.
knew
He knew eventually. I'm gonna be out of here one day.
Right.
No matter what the fans say, doesn't matter.
Right,
You know what I mean? But when I leave, y'all gonna make sure I'm good. That's what
Yeah,
that was.
exactly.
Smart.
Smart.
Smart,
Fucking veteran
Mariah
right
May. Smart. What's her name now? Doesn't matter. You don't even remember. Do y'all
Some
remember?
hooker.
Do y'all
Desiree
remember?
Fox or something like that.
Jesus.
One of these porn star names.
I was trying to think of
Anything
porn
else to
stars.
say about the Money in the Bank 2025?
No.
Mid.
In NXT that's ran by Shawn Michaels and he's giving people porn star names, you don't say.
Hey,
Hey,
he's
yeah,
a born again.
Blake Monroe does sound like a porn star name.
He's a
Blake-
born
I mean,
again
I'm
Christian.
just-
You don't watch
I mean-
that shit.
hey, he had a life before.
There's actually I
There's
don't
a
want to
life
put it over, but like
before.
I saw someone do a thing where it's like porn name versus NXT name, and that was a lot of fun to watch.
That's funny.
I'm just
That's
saying
it was
he
great.
had a life before his current wife. So
Hey, Sean, what was that thing you guys did? Voice of the Dudes, where you sent them those names, the NASCAR drivers' names versus the versus
Oh,
the
it
NXT
was
guys.
one of those games that they do on the
Like-
flagship sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
is it a real name? Is that the
Yeah,
is it a real driver?
the NASCAR driver NXT guy. That shit was
Yeah.
hilarious.
That's good. That's good.
All right, let's do some quick hitters before we get out of here. Y'all got anything to say about the 4-hour Dynamite that's been happening lately?
I mean,
Or the WBD situation that apparently people are freaking out about.
No,
It's too early.
I'm not paying any attention to it.
No, I don't
That's
give
not
a shit
detailed.
about it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's too
As
early.
far as the 4-hour,
it won't matter in the long.
It's a story, but I'm not tripping. Like I'm not worried about this. Yeah.
they got to split shit up, whatever, to make it more feasible or whatever bullshit. As far as the 4-hour Dynamites go, I love the first 2 hours, and then that like third hour was kind of like, and then that fourth hour is like, I'm fucking.
I
done.
clocked out around like 10:45,
Yeah.
11. I was like, I'm just watching the rest
But-
tomorrow.
But
Same.
they knew that. I
Yeah.
mean,
No,
they knew that.
They spaced everything out perfectly as I would have.
I mean, so I came home, watched it that morning, and I thought, for 4 hours. I mean, 4 hours is hard. 4 hours is hard
4 hours with
that's
commercials.
with
I gotta do a 4-hour
I-
pay per view, but
4
4 hours
hours
with commercials. Like,
with
Right.
commercials on a weekday.
with a bunch of TV, which was still a bunch of TV matches for the most part. Hard. We'll see how they do.
Tonight or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
People got pissy, and magically now we have more women's matches on this show.
oh,
I know. I don't.
Why?
Because you know what? That's another thing I want to talk
If
about.
you really want
What the fuck?
equality,
What the
Go-
fuck
go
is
ahead,
wrong
go ahead.
with all of these people who are pissed off because Mercedes doesn't lose?
oh, yeah,
The story doesn't work.
I
The
seen
story
that. Look,
doesn't work if she.
She
The whole
like,
angle
look,
is
look,
supposed to be like an unbeaten.
the idea is whoever pins her is they fucking gain from it.
Yeah.
The only way that you can gain is if she wins.
Why did Goldberg never lose?
I don't get it. They're like, oh, and I'm like, you're bitching about this when since the day she showed up, this women's division has been treated better and has been better. Like,
Yep.
you can't deny that. Like what the
Oh,
fuck
there's
are we
plenty of people
doing?
that would deny it, though. There's plenty of people that would deny it
I know.
because God forbid you praise anything AEW.
Well,
does.
I mean, here's the thing. People want, like, whenever anyone brings, and I've always done this. Anytime any people bring up the women aren't getting enough time, I'm like, how much time do you think they should get? Like, literally, how much time does it need to be a set time, or do you just like, hey, these are the people who are over. This is what we have on the TV, especially in AEW where you have a men's roster that is like top heavy to the extent that is insane. People
like
People
what you
are
gonna
not
do?
gonna have-
What you gonna do? A singles match between Willow and fucking Marina Shafir? Is that
Yeah,
what y'all want?
like,
No.
no one wants to see that.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants to see that. No.
as much as I enjoy Willow and I'm enjoying the feud, I don't want to see that match.
No.
That's a fucking rampage match.
Right.
And like that's just I will say this. That's just the risk you run when you tie up both belts in one match.
Right.
It's just
Right.
that's just what it is. Like,
It
It
is.
is.
is what it is.
That's kind of why I was against Mariah winning or Mercedes winning the tournament in the first place, was because like I got to have both belts.
Tie up both belts. Yeah. I mean,
But
it's a risk you
But-
run to do the biggest match you could possibly do.
No, and I get that approach for sure.
I just and I'm not saying this because I don't like Mercedes, but I do think she should lose. I do think.
Oh,
should
she-
lose.
I said it back when we talked
At
about
all
Double or
in.
Nothing.
At all. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about before. At all.
I said it before, where it's like if Mercedes goes into that match with the TBS title, she cannot win. She cannot
Yeah, I
walk
agree.
away with both belts.
And the thing
in my
is
opinion.
like people not understanding like her going around to like all of these small indies and
winning their belts too.
Yeah,
and winning belts. That's the point. And also, it gets those indies over, and it gets
some attention.
It gets attention. I mean, she's doing what she's probably always wanted to do. Like
my only thing, and this is just for me. That's why I think she probably should have held on to the strong title too if they weren't ready to pin her. But then again, also at the same time, they might have plans for it. But that's not the point. That's
probably what it is.
But like, all I want her to do is like when she starts to lose, she takes pins for all these belts. Help somebody.
There you go.
You know what
yeah,
I mean? help
like
somebody.
the Omega
three-way, not do a three-way.
Like the Omega belt.
None of that stuff. Like you take. I don't know who in Rev Pro is going to beat her. You take this.
Well, maybe
like,
it's not. But maybe it's not somebody. It might not
be
be somebody in Rev Pro. Maybe it's somebody in Stardom who
could be
Russell's in England. Maybe, but there is nobody over there that should pin Mercedes Moné. That is crazy.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it. I don't know about every belt, but that she has, because some of those belts that she has.
Well, maybe not that indie belt she just won, but
Yeah. I know what you mean. But yeah, I mean, when she lost the strong title, that was kind of was like, well, she can't lose because it did add a nice little extra bit of heat to the feud. I think it was with Jamie Hayter, where she's like, "Oh, you seem to be missing a belt." Like that was a nice little I like that little dig. Right. And the thing is the way she acted when she lost the belt was
perfect.
Awesome. Was perfect, I
think that's what they should do with her character. The final form of her character should be her gradually losing those belts and going crazy.
Yes.
That'd be
my
fun.
thing is if she loses to Tony, she goes apeshit. And to Brandon's idea, that's when you get like whatever faction or whatever like people there is, and she has them destroy Tony, and that's because she starts to lose it because she's like, I have to be, that type of thing. I think that's where you get like that evolution. So, but yeah. Anyways,
you think Riho should pin? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about her.
All right.
Jay saying here, you can't be saying that.
Super quick. Any thoughts on the I know Marquine, I didn't see your video, but I know you talked about the finals for the best of Super Juniors. Any thoughts on that from anyone? Dave Meltzer went 5 1/4. I don't know what the fuck he was watching. I thought it was a good match, but not a 5 1/4.
Oh, y'all tripping, man. I'm actually with Dave on this.
No.
I haven't watched it yet.
I thought that match was amazing, bro.
It was a great match, but 4.5. Y'all tripping. Come on.
Yeah. 4. I went 4 3/4, man. Only reason I ain't give 5 because what's it called? Kosei Fujita did his finisher kind of weird. But man, like I thought they were great. I was like, this match is special, man.
5 1/4. 5 and I mean,
that's insane. That's too much.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, breaking the scale for it, I agree. But like on the Dave Meltzer that match on the Dave Meltzer scale, that's a 5-star match. The modern Dave scale, 100%. 100%. I fucking love that match, man. The tournament itself, not special. That match I thought was fucking.
I watched like 3 matches.
There's good things in the tournament.
I heard Nick Wayne had a good showing. I heard Nick Wayne did really good.
He was good. Clark Connors was good.
What about Mao? I heard a lot of people talk about
Mao was good. There's some good guys in the
Ninja Mac went viral with his.
Yeah, Ninja
Mac. Yeah, that was great.
That
was great. Yeah. The Botchamania ending was the best part of that one.
People not understanding that he can do things that normal people can't do.
He's Grayson.
Always
Grayson.
He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why does this shock you when he does this stuff? Because he can do this stuff.
I do want to
get if there was ever a guy that should just be a spot monkey, it's him.
100%. Because he's the best at it. He's the best spot monkey there is.
Has New Japan signed that dude, man? They keep having
I think Noah has him.
No, not no more. No.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
Yeah, he left. What was that last year? In the last year.
Nice.
Speaking of New Japan, are we going to touch on the fact that Dominion is?
It looks like the top
It's gonna be a
3 to
good
4
show,
matches. Looks really good.
There's some good stuff there.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
Dominion. It's their.
I'm not.
That's
I'm not gonna let it happen like last year where Dominion was great, and I was like, "Oh man, here we go. It's gonna be a great
Dominion great
end of the year."
Wasn't the main event last year? Wasn't that Moxley and
I remember
Evil?
thinking the year before. It was 1 year with
No, the main event last year was Best of Super Junior final. It was
Okay, then the other card was Moxley and Evil, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
normally Dominion is what, the number 3
Number
show
2.
for the
I would say number 2.
Yeah.
two shows.
Yeah.
I actually have liked like New Japan's booking this year. I've actually
been enjoying
The booking's been good. The
Yeah,
booking's been good.
I've liked a lot of the
it's
stuff I've
just
seen.
It's just that they waited.
no juice behind like
Yeah,
interest of the company.
there-
But what
there's
they're doing has been solid.
100%. I think the Dominion should be great. It's funny because the only match on that card that like you think should be great, but all the shenanigans is the damn dog collar match.
Hang on, man.
Like God, man.
After
I don't
that
want him
cage
to do
match,
the shenanigans.
after that cage match, I have hope though.
I do too, but I don't want the
Evil
shenanigans was for that. Don't do it for this one, man.
Maybe they won't, but like I'm saying, like the interaction that Evil and Finlay had in the ring at one point in that match, I'm like, okay, these guys are gonna fucking have a great match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So but I just hope they just have a match.
I hope so. I hope so.
I don't want the rope wires. We already got a dog collar. Like, come on, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So on this one, like, I thought Takeshita and Oleg Bolton had an incredible match on the New Beginning show.
Yeah.
They're wrestling again, right?
Yes, they are. And I think Oleg's probably going to win.
I think so
he's going to
too.
win the Never title.
They're freeing up Takeshita to maybe give him a run in the G1.
I'm curious to see how Tsuji and Kid goes because I think
I love their first match.
I have a theory on Forbidden Door, and it sort of requires Gabe Kidd to win this match. So
what do you think? You think here's what I think. Let's do it real quick. So I think Kenny's gonna lose to Okada. I think I have the opposite. So what I think's gonna happen is I think Gabe's gonna win the global title from Tsuji. Kenny is gonna win his match at All In, and Kenny Gabe 2 at Forbidden Door is gonna be only for Gabe's title. So you're gonna have Omega going for the
because you can do the angle where Gabe Kidd says, I don't want that fucking AEW belt. You're gonna challenge for my belt.
And here's the thing too, it's because like the problem is like if you do Kenny Gabe again, I feel like Gabe has to win.
Yeah, to make it
the booking's a little weird there because are you gonna have Kenny lose 2 big matches back to back?
That's Kenny Omega, man. It'll be fine. It's Kenny Omega, man.
I like that idea. That's a really good idea.
If him and Okada, like, look, if him and Okada have the match we know they're capable of having,
they better.
Who cares if he loses? Who cares?
I can't wait.
Okay, let me ask. Since they've announced it now, officially, what are your expectations for this match?
I mean,
it's not going to be as good as their best.
No.
But
I'm not saying that.
I'm expecting Omega to win.
I expect, let's see, in terms of quality, the last Akiyama and Kobashi match. That's what I expect. Where it's not as good as it could be, obviously.
So
what I mean? But still,
like 4.5.
Yeah, like 4.5.
But this is in front of a completely different crowd that might help it out. The fact that it's in front of American
That's a good
crowd,
point. That's a really good point.
Almost like the third person in the match that you didn't really have in those matches that they had in Japan. And I don't know.
It's really all on Okada, bro. Because if he cares, man, like we know how good he is, bro. He just has to care. He just has to care.
And the only thing I'm wondering about the main event is, I guess I'm sort of curious as to who's going to be the person to beat Goto. He's had a great run. He's going to lose at some point, and Shingo.
It's going to be Shingo Takagi, man.
Especially with the way
Shingo bet on that.
I don't know.
Willing to bet on.
I would have bet on
here's the thing.
Title a long time ago.
If Goto doesn't lose the belt, does that mean he goes to the Wrestle Kingdom as the champion?
I can't imagine that, bro.
I mean,
he's still fucking over.
He's hot.
He is hot. He is hot.
This is the best I've seen Goto have.
You wanted to play something like that might be the way to go.
Right.
You're not, somebody
especially without
Shingo
Naito,
gaining momentum, bro. Like now's the time. Let's do it. Now's the time.
I think Shingo needs the belt, but I think New Japan needs Goto to have the belt.
I don't
I like
know.
that.
I mean, he's
Look,
drawing
man,
too. That's the thing.
That's
Like, it's
exactly.
this
And
was
without
fun.
they don't have
This-
they're not gonna have Tanahashi, they're not gonna have Okada, they're not gonna have Naito. They need someone to take that old ace position, and that's Goto right now.
Look, man, this was fun. A feel good story.
I love
Goto. I
agree.
love Goto, but
I agree. Before we go, I do want to talk about GCW real quick because they had a good weekend this with their Tournament of Death and Cage of Survival. They actually had the best match of the weekend for me. It was Bear Bronson versus Slade in a death match.
yeah, I keep hearing about this.
Dude,
match,
it was one of the fucking craziest matches I've ever seen. These guys bled buckets. It was awesome. So if you're not a deathmatch fan, this is not going to change your mind. But if you have a mild
But
interest
here's
in
the
it, I
thing.
recommend checking it out.
when they do this, when they do death matches, like
Sometimes
does somebody
they peak
different
high.
does somebody different book those shows? Because it's not
No,
like
it's Brent.
so it's Brent, it's not Joey.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think as far as I know, Brent's the only one
ask
booking it.
Eddie. Eddie, you in the chat? Who books these deathmatch shows? Is it Brett or is it Joey? You would know.
Because maybe it's just the joke. Maybe you just got to stay away from the Joey shows.
Yeah, y'all didn't know that Eddie works for the company. Eddie is their public relations guy. No, I'm just fucking with you, man. You know,
matches in
I gotta
person.
say,
Damn.
I gotta say though, man, is that I think Bear Bronson, like, he could have a really good chance of getting super over on the Indies because, like, he got over big with that crowd, and if he comes back, he's good. He's very
man. Get over and get signed again.
Good for him. And I hope for the best because, man, like, he brought it, and Slade is a scary motherfucker, and Braun didn't back down.
He says Brett books those. So Brett, then freaking, I know you're not gonna watch this. Book the rest of your shit because fuck, dude. Your other shows are just.
I think the Joey Spring Break shows that's Joey doing his own.
It's
shit.
ran its course. It's ran its course.
It really has. I mean,
its
like,
course.
how many are you up to now? 9? Is that it? Or 9 or 10?
Yeah, something.
Like,
This year was 9. This year was 9.
Okay.
They were. You know what? They were fun when they were different.
Yeah,
that was the thing. When they were different from like everything else that happened WrestleMania weekend, when WrestleMania was just full of like, you know, everyone trying to be Evolve and Dragon Gate USA,
ROH even.
Yeah, even ROH. It was a different show. It was a different type of show. But now everyone's trying to do Spring Break,
100%.
and it doesn't like you need the turn. You need it to go back to people trying to, you know, put on
in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, Joey's Spring Break was like having a PWG show at WrestleMania weekend.
Kinda.
Not as good, but like that same kind of vibe.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The
silliness. The silliness. Yeah. Okay.
The silliness. Yeah, it killed. It's
what
a double-edged sword.
What else we got? That's it.
That's it.
I
think
that's 2 hours.
We didn't talk about Hunter at the press conference, but
fuck him.
Same old. You know,
it's the same.
Okay, all right. So yeah, real quick, what exactly did he do? Because I keep seeing everybody talk about it.
The big one was when someone. When someone asked like about like Ron Killings getting rehired, it's like, was this part of the, you know, what's getting up? And he's like, well, did you enjoy it? It was a part of the show. It's like, no, it fucking ain't. You lying motherfucker.
Wait.
Basically, Hunter said that it's all part of the show.
Like that they booked all this stuff.
That's where all of the
So that's where this started. Where people think this thing is a work.
Yeah.
From this fool acting like it's
no, it didn't start with there. It didn't start with there. It's when Ron Killen showed up. But the thing that's going to help their case is the fact that Hunter didn't say that it was because people complained.
Well, like people were like, and then he said that, and then people like it was
the fact that it wasn't even his decision. They went to the bigger boss, Nick Khan. It was like Nick Khan, take care of this
because Brian wouldn't take his calls.
Yeah, Ron ignored Triple H.
Yep.
Hunter ain't got no juice in his company, bro. He got no motion. He got no motion.
The Rock has more
making stuff going on, and now Nick Khan.
And then
Hunter ain't got no motion.
Hunter's the booker. Hunter ain't the boss.
There you go.
And even he could be overrun.
Mid card. All he does is book the mid card. That's all he does.
No,
he doesn't even book the main event.
He books the main.
That's what I'm saying. No, he doesn't.
He books the bad main event. He books the bad main events.
He books the main event. But
okay, he books the main event. What's the main event? John Cena heel turn garbage.
Shut the fuck up. Let me tell you. He books the main event, but when the important shows come around, like probably SummerSlam and Mania, The Rock shows up and decides to book himself.
No,
that's what I was
no.
The Rock was nowhere near WrestleMania.
No,
but his fucking blueprints were all over that shit.
The better of the two main events was Paul Heyman. The better of the main events.
You're right.
The better of the main events
I'm saying that fucking Rock dipping his toes in the water at Elimination Chamber and with the whole Cena turn, that's cost part of the main event the aura. Because everyone's waiting for Rock.
That main event.
That's his fault.
That main event was nothing.
When they called him up for help, that's his fault.
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying that Rock fucked up that main event by getting involved in the first place.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't going to be better. It wasn't going to be better.
Could you imagine?
Didn't show up.
Think about that. Could you imagine that match if we just had face John Cena versus face?
No. I really hope that they were going to do something. It wasn't going to be face, but
they weren't though. It's Triple H. When does he ever?
And then as soon as you had a month and a half, as soon as they figured out that, oh, you're not going to be here, okay, we're going to change what we're going to do, and we're going to try to like at least what we're going to do with John. He's still going to be heel, but we're going to change it.
No,
they didn't do that at all.
They kind of did because they didn't talk about The Rock at all.
Yeah, but
they kind of look. I'm not defending Triple H as a booker. You guys know I'm defending. Hang on. You are. I'm saying this. I'm saying this is that Triple H was booking whatever the shit he was, and The Rock showed up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck things up for a minute," and like left.
He helped.
I don't think
where would you would not be nowhere near.
I don't think The Rock.
Look, that angle
because The Rock made the fucking deal with Travis Scott. We had to do with fucking Travis Scott showing up.
But Alex, like that angle doesn't happen without The Rock. And people were calling back.
It wasn't that good of a fucking angle. It wasn't that good of a fucking angle.
But that's not The Rock's fault.
The heel turn itself was good, and then everything following that was
yes. But whose fault is that?
Whose fault is that? Everything else was Triple H
because he tried to fucking take Cena's soul. And Cody went or Cody. Look,
like the turn itself was The Rock. Everything else was Cena. Everything else was Cena and Triple H.
I'm not. All I'm saying is Rock showed up and fucked up a lot of shit. I'm not saying there wasn't some good shit.
He fucked up one match. He fucked up one match.
I'm not defending. I'm not going to defend The Rock.
Paul Levesque. Stop doing this.
I'm not defending fucking Paul Levesque.
I think what you're trying to say is that he can't really book because he's afraid of what The Rock might do because he might just pop. Is that what you're trying to say? No,
I think he doesn't want to take risks because he doesn't want to get the blame. He's
never going to get the blame.
No. But that motherfucker vanity searches. He vanity searches for book and he listens to the online crowd, even though he won't admit it.
That's what I'm saying.
To quote Ricky, the quote unquote internet company AEW is not the internet company. It's fucking WWE.
Yeah, exactly. What Triple H has done, and is very smart, I give him credit for that, is he kind of like this whole new positive light on the WWE that everyone loves. He's kind of put himself as the center of that, like the guy that bought all this stuff. The new era, the Triple H era. Things are different because of me. So when things get bad, the core fan base is going to look for other people to blame. They're going to look for
it's TKO.
TKO.
It's Nick Khan.
It's smart, man. I got to give him. It's smart.
He knows how to play the fucking system. He knows how to get none of it.
I will guarantee you, the thing that he is scared the most of anything in the world is if Paul Heyman wakes up one day and says, "You know what? I'll run it. I'll run it all. I'll run it all.
He could.
I will run it all. I'll run it all for like 2 years. You pick somebody. I will train them how to do this, and we'll be off.
Here's the thing, though.
Hey, look,
Paul Heyman.
Hey, my guy already works for me. Gabe Sapolsky already works for me.
Yeah,
no.
Josh, the reason Heyman's never going to take the job is because he doesn't want to have to.
Oh no, I agree. I agree, but but he might wake up one day and be like, you know what? I want to do. I want to do this. No, you go to TKO and you ask TKO, hey, you pick somebody, and I will train them. I will teach them how to do this, because that's how you get the job. That's how you get the job.
And look, and then Heyman give the job to is cheaper than both of them, cheaper than Heyman and Triple H. So
yeah. So he gets that. Hey, short term, I can do this. I can win. Because it'll be the day that he gets pissed off enough where he's like, I can win.
Heyman is smart enough. He has never gotten any stink on him. He is smart enough to know to avoid that shit.
But
post ACW, but even then, he was good at like fucking finding a way to dodge that shit.
I think
he's like, oh no, not my fault.
I think there could, but I don't think he will do it. But I could see a day where either Triple H pisses him off. Okay, or he gets pissed off, or he just wakes up one day and says, "You know what? I'm booking these main events anyways. I'm booking the shit people like. So why don't I just book the whole thing?" And you go to Nick Khan and you say, "Hey, here's the deal. I'll do this. You pick somebody. You pick someone that you think can do this. I'll talk to them. If I think they can do it, I'll show them how to do this right." And there you go. And that's because that's how you do it. You do it by saying, hey, because who's Paul training to take his spot?
Who's there? Who is there to train?
You think you want somebody? You think he wants someone to take his spot? No,
I don't think Paul could teach anyone to book like Paul, because Gabe was his number 2 guy, and could replicate it. And Gabe had a few good years in ROH for sure, but again, it's like I don't think
you don't need to do what Paul does. You just have to understand. Because here's the thing, Paul books exactly like I can't think of his fucking name. The guy from the book World Class. The bald-headed.
Fuck, what's his name? I know.
Yeah, I can't think.
I know you're talking about it. I don't remember his name. Fuck.
But he books just like he did. He has the same.
Here's who Paul should train. Me and Josh. That's who we should train.
Y'all want that headache, man?
I'll take Raw. You take SmackDown. My God,
I would never go anywhere close to that.
Right,
any closing thoughts? Anyone close thoughts? Everyone's.
Nah, I think that's it.
Nah.
Close it out, Josh.
Nah, that's it.
All right.
Gary Hart.
There you go.
He books like Gary Hart. I don't think they ever work together, but he books like Gary Hart. That's how Gary Hart. But they have the same mentality on how to book. So there you go. Anyways,
my closing thought. Last chance registrations for Evo ends in a week, and then everything else shoots up about $100 more. So if you want to come to Vegas, do it about a week.
No, going to Arlington, Texas to watch.
Well, I'm
month away, man. Month away. I'm so excited.
Is Max's code still good?
Oh, for the tickets for the arena. They still work. It's too bad because I already bought tickets. But
yeah, I know. Because it's good. It's 20%. I mean, that's a good.
Yeah. And those arena tickets, the last time I checked, were like $170 per day. So
yeah. So
you might want to do that if you plan on coming to Vegas.
But looks good. He's right. It looks. I got him excited. I showed him an interview and he got excited.
I'm so hyped, man.
I got you excited. But no, we'll be back in 2 weeks. What will we talk about in 2 weeks? I'm sure.
Dominion, I guess, right?
We got a CMLL.
Oh yeah,
and the 4-hour pay-per-view this week. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on.
I guess. Well, let's see. Dominion, CMLL, AEW. Anything else?
When is the next? When is the Blood Money Sucker Dick Blood Money Dick show? When is that?
June 29th.
I ain't watching.
Oh, okay. I thought
we didn't even talk about Punk.
Good.
Yeah, we
good.
did.
Yeah,
we did a
let's
little
open
bit.
with Punk.
That's what no,
Yeah.
man. He is
I
a
wanted to
hypocrite.
go
You didn't
more.
have
I
a
wanted to
clue.
go hard on that motherfucker. Oh yeah, we did.
He is a hypocrite. It's
Send an
insane that he makes rules for other people and doesn't follow his own rules.
That's right.
So,
We
you
did.
know,
We've been talking
nothing
so
else to
fucking
really
long. I
say,
forgot.
man.
Sorry, man.
Very good.
Anyways, all right. With that,
All right.
we're out.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good one. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Alex.
No problem.